It's stimulating, mind-expanding, safer to use than alcohol. It's
the Little Boys Room podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Little Boys Room. We have a guest, Adriel, today. Returning guest. Reoccurring series special.
What is this, like your third time?
Is it?
Yeah. I'm part of the 3 club right now.
It's you and Josh, but one
legacy.
of Josh's episodes never got put up, so you're ahead.
Oh, that's fucked up. Wait, what happened to that?
It
Went bad.
It got wild.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good to be back. Mucho gusto, pequeño niños.
CCC.
CCC.
Simon.
Yeah. I had a dream last night that the podcast went fucking terrible.
Did you?
Like, yeah, it was me and you were trying to, like, start it, and it was just, like, long periods of silence. I was like, well, I guess I gotta cut that out. Like, it was, like, saying that 4 times.
God, you're having nightmares about editing the podcast.
It was bad.
Jesus Christ.
We got new gear. We got new mics. So if it sounds a little breathy or poppy or hissy, that's why. But, yeah, Alex can't control his breath. So he's just gonna be breathing.
It has to come out. It has to come out.
But yeah, how have you guys been? It's been a week since last recording.
Been all right.
I've been good.
It's been a week since the 4th of July, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's been 1 week.
Yeah, it's July 11th, everyone.
Yeah.
Have we ever?
Oh, it's my girlfriend's birthday today, actually.
Oh, happy birthday, Jasmine! I hope
7-Eleven, free
hope-
Slurpees.
Hope you have a fun time in Las Vegas
Oh, yeah.
and whatever else you're doing that
We
day.
will be fearing and loathing and...
Are you going to?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait.
No, he's just gonna ship her off.
Yeah. With a briefcase full of
Drugs.
various different...
Ether, blotter sheets.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Chloroform and...
I
All
want
the
to
good
try
stuff.
ether.
I don't.
Yeah, that sounds fucking terrible.
Come on, you guys. I got a gallon right here.
It looks like being blackout drunk without being blackout drunk.
I
But
wonder
worse.
Yeah, probably worse.
because you don't control your body, but your mind's all there.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that does kind of sound bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like the awake equivalent of like sleep paralysis.
Oh, dude.
Why am I beating up this nurse? I don't want to do this, but I can't stop. Have we talked about my accident in depth on here? Because I can't remember.
Which one?
The fire one.
No.
Because, yeah.
You've mentioned it like a few times
In
as a
passing.
fan of the podcast. I have heard small little snippets here and there, but you haven't told the full story.
The whole story.
Yeah, you've never talked about the fire incident or the car crash on my birthday.
Well,
Ooh, that's a good one, too.
Yeah, that one's fucked. Well, today is July 5th, and it was either the night of July 5th or the night of July 6th.
So was it exactly 1 year from now, or was it 2 years? Or
Oh,
was
it's
it?
been 3 years now.
Oh, 3 years.
It's
Okay.
been 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
Holy
so
shit.
I want to say, like, we all went out to the bar on the 5th, and then it happened at, like, 2 in the morning, so that must have been the 6th.
Right.
Or it was we went out on the 6th, and it happened on the 7th at 2 in the morning. But either way, we might be recording this on the 3-year anniversary, which is fucking, it's crazy.
So tell us, Brandon, how did it go down?
I was fighting Fire Monster, and I beat him.
No. So let's break it down, Brandon. How did the night
He
start?
was big.
How did the night
No.
start?
We all, because it was like right around my 21st birthday. It was a few weeks
Right.
afterwards. And it was me, Seth, Kyle. Should we be bleeping these? Fuck it.
No, fuck
Tara. Who else was there?
It's not like they're embarrassed. It's
No.
not. Yeah, they're not the ones that got lit on fire, so fuck it.
Henry was there.
But he left like right
he
before.
left right before. So we all went out to the Blue Note, which is now known as the Note.
Right.
We had a nice night out. We came back to my place.
Hold on. How many drinks?
I don't remember.
That's not good, Brandon.
That's not true. You know exactly how many you had to drink.
I counted 6.5. Plus, I had one stashed in the bathroom.
All right, let me say it this way. How shit-faced was everyone?
I don't remember. By the time the accident happened, And I don't know if this is because of the adrenaline or what, but like I wasn't.
Oh, that's absolutely because of the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even like I don't remember feeling drunk before. Like I wasn't blackout. I remembered the night,
Right.
Completely. Emily was there too. That's who it was.
Mm.
But yeah, so we came back from the Blue Note. I had a fire pit in my backyard, and like it was a nice summer night. So we're like, hey, let's get a fire started. And
I am the fire start.
fucking instigator. Yeah, but I had
Rip the Prodigy.
Yeah, he's fucking dead, huh?
Yeah.
Sucks. Died at 50 or some shit. Anyways,
Rest in peace.
Ripperoonie. I had wood in my backyard, but no means to start the fire. We tried to shove like paper beneath the logs and shit and light it. It didn't work, and we tried that for about a while.
Okay, well that's good. I'm glad you guys didn't go straight to whatever happened.
I was like, hey, I have like a can of gasoline in my shed. Like, let's use that. They're all like, all right, yeah, cool. No one said like, hey, be careful.
Seth said he didn't say anything, but he kind of like stood far away. He was like, I'm just not gonna go near this.
Yeah. Well, Kyle tried it first. He poured it, and they lit it, and it just went like a giant like whoosh up and out. And I was like, oh, here, let me try. So I grabbed it and I poured it.
As he's just glug 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 glug.
No. I like poured about as much as him, and they lit it, and then I like brought the can a little like closer, and like the fumes caught and the thing popped, and it was like loud noise, ears rung, like everything was bright, and it was weird because I knew what happened. Like I played it like, oh, the can blew up, you're on fire, so I knew the lawn was behind me, so I threw myself down, and I did stop, drop, and roll.
Did it work? Nobody poured water on you, right?
No, they were swatting me out with their flannels.
Because otherwise it would have like blistered.
Yeah, I know. Well, afterwards I put water on my arm and stuff, and by the time I got to the hospital, I looked like a boomer from fucking Left 4 Dead.
Ugh,
it was just like boils and shit. And yeah, so I got up, and right then, like, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, I didn't hurt. Nothing stung.
It's because of the adrenaline.
Yeah, so, like, up until I looked at myself in the mirror, like, I thought I could stay home, and I was fine. Like, I didn't need to go to the hospital. But, like, I had... right? I had my hat on, and there was a line where the edge of my hat was, and it looked like when you burn the edges of paper, and it gets that, like, that black, brown, like, curly shit. I was like, that was my entire face. So it was just a flash burn from the fire, because my arm, I think my arm got like some gas on it, and it was, I want to say it was like oil and gasoline mix, because it was for the lawnmower.
Right.
Yeah, and it was like, I wouldn't say barely full, but it has like a small like amount of the mixture in, so it was all fumes that blew up. If that shit was like half full, I would have been dead.
Yeah.
And like the way it blew out of the gasoline can, it was away from my body. If it blew in towards my legs, like I probably would not be here. So like you
got lucky.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as lucky as you can with third-degree burns.
Yeah, I think...
Was it third-degree burns, or was it like...
It was probably third degree.
Was it like fourth degree?
No, I think third's the highest. It was third degree, and I think they said 10 or 15% of my body.
Damn, it was that much?
And but you don't think like an arm is that much.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I guess you're
but
right.
I had some on my leg, my neck, my face, so I guess all those add up to 15 or something.
Where'd they get all the spare skin? Your ass?
They got it from my thigh.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That shit looked nasty when they took it off.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, the worst part was being in the hospital and healing. That was...
How long were you in the hospital for?
A week and a half, almost 2.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. I missed out on the whole Pokemon Go craze. That was probably the worst part about it.
No, I remember...
That's probably the best part.
I remember Tara was telling me you guys were going to go try and do it that night, like at the park.
No, we did leave the house for a while. We went to go try and find the Pikachu that was at the Milpitas Christian School.
Fucking nerd.
Hey, man, it was Pikachu. Yes.
Jesus.
And then, well, we actually, let's rewind a bit. We went to go buy wood and more beer from 7-Eleven. But we didn't drink the beer. But, like, we bought, like, a 6-pack of Coors Light, just, like, some dumb shit. And we were leaving, and we were like, oh, we forgot the wood. So we fucking go back in to buy the wood, but, like, we should have just fucking left. Because then we wouldn't have wood.
Or you just get lighter fluid.
Yeah, well, I thought we could have fucking lit the fire, Alex.
Trying to save some money. And
Yeah, come on, man.
Man, you get
economical.
Okay, the way you should do it is you get a shot glass and you fill that like halfway up with gasoline.
Well, you know,
That's
Alex,
literally
I
all
really,
you need.
Alex, I really wish you would have been there to guide my hand through.
I feel like
through
if I
this.
was there, I would have been the one that died. I would have been sitting like way too close to shit.
Alex
I
would've
want
been-
to see.
But with Alex's luck, he would have been like fucking like 30% of his body. Would have
You know, for how bad it was, I'm kind of glad it happened because it did change me. As cliche as that sounds, like I'm a lot more patient. I get a lot less mad at shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm just different. You know, it's like,
Right.
you could be dead on fire.
Well, I mean, you've been through a lot of fucking traumatic ass shit too.
Yeah.
I mean,
You've almost died a few times.
a few
Yeah.
at least a handful of times. from
You've
my-
almost killed a few people in your
Yeah.
life.
and,
You've almost killed Seth twice.
Yeah.
and from my understanding, that wasn't the first time you've had an incident with fire.
Oh yeah, I burnt my hair. That
Yeah.
was right
After
after
the
the
car
crash.
crash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
trying to dab.
Literally the day after. And I remember like you came over to Haley's that one
Yeah.
time. We were like trying to comfort you. We're just like, all right,
Yeah.
we're just gonna dab. We're just gonna chill. You know,
And
no
I-
big deal.
I had the dab torch lit. I put it down on the ground and I bent down and my hair like fell out of the bun and it fucking caught the flame and like it went up. Fucking Kenna threw a backpack at my head. Like fucking dumb.
I remember
Shit.
Seth told me like the way you screamed was like blood curdling.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my, dude. I've never heard you scream like that ever.
Yeah.
And I've known you since we were fucking kids, and I was holy shit.
I
dude.
was
Yeah.
so mad and angry and like everything. It was fucking sucked.
I know.
So you want to talk about the car crash that happened right before that too, or?
Oh yeah.
Wait,
it was-
actually, you know what? In relation to the you catching on fire, I have a story about that because I was at home in Sacramento. It was like 2 a.m. I just happened to be up playing poker in Red Dead Redemption 1 for some reason. I'm just like killing hours, like trying to sleep,
yeah.
and I get a phone call from Tara, and I'm like, oh, she's probably just drunk and like wants to say goodnight. And I pick up the phone, I'm like, hello. She's, something bad happened. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what? What? So immediately I go into like boyfriend mode. I'm like, what happened? Where are you? What's happening? Like, tell me. She's like, there was an explosion. I was like, what exploded? Like, what happened? She's like,
The fire go boom.
yeah. That's pretty much what happened. So I was trying to get it out of her, and so like the moment I heard explosion in the fire pit, I was like, okay, are you burned? Like, what happened? Where are you? Like, she was like, no, I hurt my ankle. So then I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, I was in one of those chairs and I got scared and I twisted my ankle.
Skate.
Oh my god.
So then I was like, what the fuck? And then so I guess they took you to the hospital and she couldn't walk, and Tara like
Kyle
freaked the
drove
fuck out.
me.
Yeah. So then Seth ran all the way from here to our townhouse and then came back and picked Tara up.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I will say this, Seth handles emergency situations really fucking well for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like after that car crash, like I remember we were supposed to meet up later on that day.
Mhm.
Like we had just left my house, I think, or
Yeah,
something like that.
and we went to go to Zach because he bought us some bottles.
Right, right.
Yeah, 'cause it was
So
Alex's birthday.
yeah, and I tried calling one of you guys, and nobody was answering. So I called Seth, and Seth was like, oh, "Hello," like just like completely fucking cool,
Just
right?
calm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just acting cool. I'm just like, "Hey, what's up, guys? I mean, where you guys at?" He's like, yeah, we're just we're over here off of Berryessa right now." I'm like, well, okay. Well, are you guys trying to meet up? He's like, well, I don't know. Something happened, dude. I'm like, what? What happened? He's like, Brandon got in a car crash. I'm like, oh fuck, is everyone okay? He's like, nah. He's like, well, I gotta check up on these guys. I'll call you back later.
Jesus
I
Christ!
I'm like, oh shit! Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck happened?
and then you guys came down, right?
Yeah, we ended up coming through.
Everyone came down.
Yeah. By the time I got there, fucking, there's already cops like fucking everywhere, and it was just like, oh fuck, because I didn't know it was that fucking serious. And then like, I got a little closer. There was fucking glass everywhere.
Yeah,
and it was fucking like,
it almost ripped the car in half.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
It was pretty bad.
It hit the tire. It hit the front right tire. Yeah.
I thought it hit like center.
No.
It's just a
If
scratch.
it hit that, you guys would have been fucking dead. You and Kenna would have been fucking dead.
Seth and Kenna. I was on your side.
So where were you guys? Where were you guys sitting in the car when all this happened?
so
Brandon, you were driving.
Brandon's driving. Kenna's in passenger. I'm behind Brandon, and Seth is behind McKenna.
I thought you were behind.
I was behind you
because I thought I saw your arm just fucking laying limp.
Dead.
It was.
Yeah.
No, because okay, so the whole setup was it was my birthday, right? It was like either my 18th birthday or my 19th birthday. I don't remember which one.
It might have been your 19th. Yeah, because I remember the reason why you're all joyriding and everything. You were trying to cheer him up or something, right? Because like.
Oh yeah, okay. So we were gonna have the party at my house because my parents are gonna leave for the weekend, and they got into this huge fucking knockdown drag out fight. So then I had to cancel that, and then Haley was like, "Well, just come to my house." And then you came to pick me and Seth up, and then I was like in a pissed off fucking mood, and then you were like trying to like cheer us up, and you were blasting Nicotina. I think Honeycomb was playing.
No, it was Summer in Florida.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's what it was.
But so we're driving. Me and Seth, Brandon, you have edibles. I have like a handle of Jaeger.
Yeah.
And Brandon tries to run a red light that's been red for like 15 seconds.
No, well, that light. The reason why I decided to run it was because every time we stop at that red light, there's never any fucking cars, and we have to wait. So me being young and dumb, fuck it, just run it. So it's red as I'm at like the next or the light before it, and I'm just like gunning it, and like I pass it, and fucking you see the lights come on the right, and then
so we try to run a red light, and it was probably like
not we.
Well,
you weren't driving.
We were in the car,
but I tried to run.
Brandon's responsible.
Come at me, cops.
So Brandon tries to run the red light, but there's another car coming out of the street to our right, and I think he was trying to catch his light too. Like he was trying to make the turn.
Yeah, because it must have just began to turn yellow.
Right.
Because he was trying to gun it a bit.
He was going like 40.
And he was trying to make a left, and I was just going straight. So, yeah.
But yeah, I remember I'm looking down at my phone, texting Tara, like, oh, yeah, we're on our way. And then I look up, and I'm like, what? And then I hear Brandon, wah!
Yeah. Some films get it right.
Yeah.
The car crash. So when I see it, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, that's exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
That was a weird fucking accident because I didn't get a ticket, didn't get arrested. Cops found the fucking edibles. He was like, is this yours? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right. It's like fucking nothing. Fucking nothing.
Like, I must have really hated doing paperwork.
Yeah, fucking nothing happened. I got my license was fine. Fucking nothing.
I remember my first moment of waking up was Brandon being like, Alex, are you awake? Because like my arm was like, because I went flying forward and I like hit the back of his seat. And
Wait, did you pass out?
I think I did for like a second.
It felt like I passed out, but I'm not sure if I just like.
I think the impact just like
it knocks you.
Yeah, it was so much. Yeah, you get disoriented. But like my arm was like over his seat, and I remember like Brandon being.
I
frantic.
thought I killed you. I thought I killed Kenna. I heard a fucking
I heard the baby
cry in the next car.
No,
I was like, no.
So this is when I woke up. Was like I like wake up and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, and I try to get out. And Brandon, I just see him like running over. Oh fuck! Are you guys all right? He's like running over to the next car,
waddling. Oh god!
Yeah, no, really. And then I remember the guy was just like fucking pissed at you.
Oh, he wanted to hit me so bad, and I was like, just do it, just please do it, because I fucking deserve it. And he's like, get out of my fucking face.
Yeah,
but
he was pissed.
What fucking happened was. That was a new car they bought, and they didn't have insurance on it.
Oh.
So the cops are trying to deal with that. The ambulance came and left. Once they got their insurance dropped off, they fucking came back.
Right.
And then they were like, oh, my neck and this and that.
My parents don't even know about that car accident.
Well, now they do.
No, my mom knows. I never told my dad. But like I've mentioned it before at like family gatherings, and my dad like looks at me because he kind of hears this. I'm like, oh yeah, my friend, he was in a car accident.
How do you think he would react if you told him the full story?
If he found out it was Brandon?
happened fucking 5 years ago. He did crazy shit when he was a kid too.
Yeah.
It's fine. But my first reaction was two things. One, I found the handle of Jaeger I had and hid it in the bush in the center divider.
Good move.
Yeah, and then I called my brother, which I never do. I've never ever called Zach for anything.
Yeah.
God bless
Because
him.
I think I knew he was at Kenny's house, so he wasn't
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah, he was like right up the street.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
so I called him, and he's like, "Okay, I'll be there in a few minutes." And then he showed up, and then that's when we all went to the sidewalk. It was me, Seth, and McKenna. And I remember I was smoking 2700s, yeah. And like I remember the police officer, he had to take everyone's information down. He's like, name, birthday, and he got to me. He's like, "Oh, you mean today?" And I was like, and I remember like Nick Bevan was there because he lived like right on the corner.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, Alex." I was like, "Hey, Nick." And
Fuck. Hella folks were there.
yeah, we were all just standing there, and I remember Seth was looking at me, and I think I like started to like tear up a bit, and he's like, "Don't fucking cry." But yeah, I think the part that everybody was the most worried about was when your mom showed up, because everybody was like,
yeah.
"What's gonna happen?"
No one has seen Brandon's mom in 30 years. No one knows what she looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so then I think we all went to the party. I got like absolutely hammered, and I got
down
twisted.
like an hour.
I got twisted immediately.
Yeah.
I ripped like 4 bong. I like ripped a bong like 4 times, and then I drank
as you
half
should have.
Yeah, and then I drank half that handle of Jaeger.
Ugh.
And then I remember because the photo of me on that birthday party is me asleep with a blanket like half my face.
I remember that.
And then-
was that inside of the shed?
It was inside the shed, yeah. And then I remember we kept making jokes about like you showing up and everybody acting like a car was about to hit us, and I was like, that's fucked up.
Oh, come
Wait,
on.
what was the joke?
I kept making a joke like acting like if you were gonna show up when you open the door, we're gonna act like it's a car about to hit us.
Whoa!
Yeah.
It's so bright.
Yeah, but then I remember like
Break.
I remember being so drunk I didn't understand like how you were feeling, and I was like, "Where's Brandon?" And McKenna was like, "He went home, like he's not doing well." And I was like, "Oh fuck it." But I remember I passed out, and Henry showed up. Henry and Kimberly showed up with a bottle of Sailor Jerry's because that was always my preferred.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I took one look at it. I was like, I have to go home. And like I made someone take me home, and Henry's like, I just got here. Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah, and then I called out to work the next day.
Yeah, Togas?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that place.
I like texted Ashley. I was like, I was in a car accident. I'm not coming into work.
Yeah.
And I remember like I had to lie about like being super stiff. I was like,
Okay.
oh, my neck hurts. And I was like, oh, what happened? I was like, I probably just slept weird.
face like fucking
Yeah.
covered in bruises.
Well, I didn't get that many bruises from anything.
No.
It was Seth and McKenna because the car kind of like crumbled in on their side.
Yeah.
I remember Kenna had like that fat bruise on her
her
thigh.
No, on her knee.
Mm.
Yeah. The cop was saying like if it didn't hit my tire, like they would have been gone.
It would have just went in on him.
Yeah. So I did everything right to save their lives. They should be thanking me. They should be fucking thanking
You
me.
did turn at the end though, right? Or like you like
Yeah, I tried to
turn
swerve.
out.
I want to say I tried to brake too. So I don't know. It
Wait,
was all
so
fucking
so
blur.
did the car hit you or did
The
you
car hit
the
me,
car? I
yeah.
see.
Right,
Yeah.
because we ran a red light, and then he was trying to catch his light because it was turning yellow, and he just ran into us.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shit, man.
But like
Yeah.
I told the cops like, yeah, I ran the light. They're like, oh, okay, no, nothing, fucking nothing. Because
well, I
of
remember
it.
didn't it come down to you saying like the brakes were kind of faulty on your car?
Did I?
Yeah, I remember that being like
Was
one
that
of the things
true?
said.
The brakes did suck on that car, but it wasn't big because of the
Yeah,
brakes.
it wasn't like a mechanical issue.
No.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that crash and my second crash both completely sober.
Right.
And the second crash, this person did the same thing that I did to that car. So
Oh, yeah.
I was, when it happened, I was like, I'm not mad. Like, I knew this was fucking coming. Like, it's just
Dude.
the way of the world.
And you know what's funny too? This was around the time that me and Jasmine were living at that. We're renting out that room around the corner from your house.
Yeah.
And I remember we had just left. I think it was either McDonald's or that 7-Eleven right there.
Yeah, and you saw it?
And we because we were driving up, and or we were going somewhere, and then we saw like a bunch of like cop cars and everything, and I remember looking over and we're like, what the fuck happened? Because they were like, I mean, because how many cop cars were like? At least one or two, right?
Yeah, well, there were a lot because they did not know if it happened on the Milpitas side or the San Jose
Oh,
side.
so they
so they're
couldn't
debating
argue.
on what
Yeah.
jurisdiction.
Well, they asked me. I was like, it happened on this San Jose side. So they're like, all right, let's go. And all the Milpitas cops
Well,
left.
that's good because fuck Milpitas cops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Yeah. No, it's just fucking crazy though, because I remember hitting you up like either like the day after, or, like a few days after,
Mm-mm.
and then
We fucking smoked that the night.
that night. Oh yeah, that's
Me and David,
right.
yeah.
That's fucking right.
I remember
oh my God.
I hit you up to hang out with us, and then you were like, nah. And I was like, what? You don't want to hang out with us? You're like, I got into a car accident. I was like, oh, all right.
I was supposed to smoke with fucking Stanley,
uh,
and I got into that accident. And I think you hit me up, and like
what a popular guy you are.
I know, so fucking famous and big.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was a fun one too.
Yeah, Brandon, a fun one. Is that the one where the chick didn't have insurance and
No.
like her friends were like hounding you?
I think she had a fucking suspended license.
Oh shit.
She had something.
So weren't you like you were like in the beginning you were just trying to be like, hey, just give me your information now
Because I knew how it worked. Like it's going to work faster if I have your shit. So when I do my claim, they don't have to spend the time to ask the person or go through the police
Right.
reports. So
Brandon's familiar with the process.
Yeah.
He knows his shit.
So the first thing I do is I like get out of my car. I'm like, hey, are you good? And she's like, yeah. I was like, hey, don't trip. It's fine. Like, I'm not mad. Like, you're okay. She's like, oh, okay, yeah. And I think she like threw up and shit.
Oh.
But then her friends came there.
Was
and
she
I,
like drunk or?
I don't think so. I think she had a friend in the car.
I think she might have like anxiety maybe.
Yeah, she was
Something.
really nervous.
Yeah, she was. So I came to her car the second time when all of her friends were there. And I was like, hey, like, you good? Like, can I get your insurance? Just And her friend's like, hey, man, just back off. Just relax. I'm like, oh.
She hit me.
Yeah. Well, no,
What about me?
No, I hit her because she ran the stoplight
Oh,
or
that's
the
right.
stop sign, and like I was driving, not speeding. It was on Landis.
Yeah, you told me you're going like 20, 25 maybe.
I was probably going like 30, 35, but
The
that's
speed limit?
Yeah. And there was the car behind me was like a volunteer like firefighter thing. So like when it happened, they turned their lights on. I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" They're like, "Oh, we do this." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So so like the car pulls out, and I'm far away enough to where I'm thinking she's just gonna go.
She like stutters.
Yeah, so she like stops, brakes. I'm like, what the fuck? And I slam on my brakes, and then she tries to go, and I hit her driver passenger side
Okay.
and in the back. So like her car spins and it lands either on the Milpitas side or in the center. And I asked the car that stopped behind me. I was like, hey, like, was that my fault? Like, did I stop you? Like, no, like you tried to brake. Like, do you see your fucking brake marks? They were like a long fucking street.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, good. So I think that's what straightened the shit out with the cops. Like there was no battle because I did hit the car,
Well,
but I'm not at fault.
Either way, that would never be your fault because she has to yield for you.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
That's
Right.
that's just her being like
Not paying it.
inexperienced.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, she panicked.
But it was
Yeah.
something about she didn't have a license or something like that. Like there was some issue
So
with
you
her
just got
license.
away with it?
Yeah.
You got lucky both times with that, huh?
fuck.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon, good shit.
I'm a.
Brandon's a man familiar with death.
I
He's a
like.
survivor.
I like to say that I'm either supposed to die and someone is keeping me alive, or I'm supposed to be alive and someone is trying to kill me.
You're coming up on your 9th life, my man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Meow,
realistically, like, this would be your, what, 4th life?
Well, first crash, second crash, fire. Yeah, so I'm on my 4th.
No, and then your 3rd one, too, with the
What?
the Dewey.
No, that wasn't. I like skimmed a car. There's no way I would have died in that.
It's possible.
What if you did? Just, like
A piece of
most
fucking
pussiest
glass,
fucking
like-
crash.
It happens,
Just
man.
slits your throat. You
Yeah.
choke on a piece of fucking.
That
glass.
almost happened to me with me and Tara one day because we were in Sacramento and she gets allergies and stuff and she like couldn't breathe and she couldn't fall asleep. So I was like, "Fuck it, we're gonna leave now. Like I'm not gonna like make you suffer for like the next 6 hours and then leave." So we wound up leaving Sacramento at like 2 a.m. and we're driving on the Altamont and there's no cars except for one truck that's like complete opposite end of we're far left, he's far right, and he has a bunch of shit in the back of his truck. And it fucking just, like, explodes, and all this shit starts flying everywhere, and there's sparks. And Tara's like, what the fuck? And a bunch of plywood, and this giant piece of, like, plywood goes flying across the freeway.
Jesus.
And it hits the front of my car, but it hit it at an angle to where if it went up a little bit and went off our hood, it would have went through the windshield and, like, cut my head off.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And I remember,
Wait,
like,
I think
there's
I
worse
remember. I
ways
think
to
I
go.
remember this.
oh, did I tell this on the podcast?
I think
I
I
don't.
remember.
Yeah, but, like, that's one of those things where I was like, we almost just died.
Yeah.
Like, that was fucking
Jesus
crazy.
Fucking Christ. Just a-
Do you guys remember that clip of the it looks like it's on the Altamont, but it's a dude on like a Harley and a dude in a truck or some shit, and like there's road rage,
I don't like where this is going.
and like I think the dude on the bike kicks the dude on the truck,
Oh, then he hits him.
and then
Right.
he tries to swerve, but he loses control and like flips and
Yeah.
causes yeah
Yeah, I remember
yeah
that.
that's fucking dumb.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Adriel, do you have crash stories or you
nothing.
you drove pretty safe?
Yeah,
Well, you know
nothing
why
that
Adriel
exciting.
drove safe for a long time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
Because for like 4 years, Adriel didn't have a license.
Almost 5, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I had a similar story to what you went through with like, what was it? Where something fell off the back of a truck. And then,
Right.
like, well, I was driving to Gilroy from where I was living at the time, and so I was driving up 101, and there's some, there's like a couple of Mexicans that were like, driving some shitty pickup truck. And they had everything like fucking like wired down to the side. They're like fucking
Like ratchet strapped and
yeah,
shit, or
yeah,
like
exactly.
worse
yeah.
than that.
By like ropes and fucking whatever the fuck, like those.
Corn
Right.
husks.
Yeah,
Fuck. I know what we're talking.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's
the
like,
bungee
it's like
cords.
yeah, bungee cord, exactly. So like, I saw the fucking bungee cord like come up, right? Because it fucking, because it was all loose. It was like flapping in the wind and everything, right? So they must have been like hauling some trash or something, and there was like a box spring mattress that
fuck.
flew off the top of the fucking thing, right? And this was when I was driving my Mustang at the time.
Oh shit.
And there's like low profile rims, like it was
Right.
pretty low, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fucking, so I'm driving and I see this fucking thing like right in front of me, like, it blew off of the fucking off the top of the truck.
Lands in your lane.
Lands in my fucking lane, and this was like during like traffic hours. Well, not traffic hours, but there was still a cool amount of cars
Right. Yeah.
surrounding me, so I couldn't like fucking move out of the
Swerve,
way.
yeah.
There was like 2 cars like blocking, the lanes that are on the side, and I was just like, oh shit. So like, I'm driving up and I'm just fucking bracing myself. So I end up driving over the box spring. And I feel my car like fucking catch air.
Oh shit.
It was so fucking
You fucking
scary, dude.
ramped
Yeah,
up.
just like, and like just fucking. Oh, dude, it was
Fuck.
fucking scary. But yeah, like I mean, I've gotten into car accidents before, but like nothing
Not
that exciting.
where
really.
like your
Just-
car
Right.
gets totaled.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like just fucking
Fender benders.
Yeah, just small little fender benders.
Yeah.
Like the last one I got into it. Well, it was kind of my fault. Well, it was my fault because I rear-ended somebody, but it was shitty because we had just left David's kid's birthday. It was like I think his 2nd birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're driving back from Lathrop, and we're smoking. I didn't drink too much, but I was still pretty tipsy. And we're driving, and we had just passed through like Livermore, and they were doing like construction on the road and
Right.
everything. So they only broke it down to like 2 lanes.
Fucking always are down there.
Yeah, and we had left probably around like 10. And again, I was pretty stoned, and I was tired, and being stoned and tired, and you're just like in like bumper to bumper traffic.
That's nap time.
That's yeah. So that's that's basically what happened. So like, and this is right after I bought my new fucking Civic.
So it was just like a slow bump. Though,
It was a
right?
slow bump,
It's
yeah,
Not,
so-
not like no 20 miles an hour. Fucking,
Yeah. I was literally going like maybe like 5-10 miles an hour, and I
Yeah.
fucking. But like, yeah, I fell asleep behind the fucking wheel of the car, and I was just like, "Meh." And I woke up, and my fucking headlights were in the back of some motherfucker's truck. But it was funny too, because like he was driving one of those fucking like pick 'em up trucks where like the bumper was like kind of like that heavy duty like
Metal
plastic
or
sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
So it didn't even fucking leave a mark or
Right.
anything.
Right.
It was funny. It was like some older Asian guy. He was just like, "Oh, you all right?" Yeah. He's like, "Oh." We just walk up and he just like rubs his bumper. He's like, "Oh, well, all right." Well, and he looks at me and like straight up, he was just like, "Oh, looks like you got to get that fixed." I'm like, all right.
I think that's how my dad was when he had his Silverado, because it was just all metal, and I
Yeah.
think somebody hit him one time, and he's like, it didn't even affect my truck, and he's like, I'm not even gonna bother with this. Like,
Yeah, fuck
fix
it.
your car, fuck it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like fuck your insurance.
That's
too.
exactly what his attitude
Yeah.
was toward. He was just like, "Oh, well, hope you got good insurance."
Right, because then you're gonna fuck that person up even more if you file a claim about it.
Yeah. But I did, and I had full coverage and everything,
Right,
and like
right.
the guy, he was a nice guy, like he wasn't
Yeah.
tripping at all, but I was just fucking being stupid. So.
Right. Yeah, but the time with like trash falling out of cars, the reason it scared me so much was I had a family member back in the day who got killed by like a piece of scrap metal flying through a windshield.
Oh shit.
So like when that happened and I thought about it, I was like, oh fuck.
The legacy.
Jesus.
When you
Yeah.
guys drive, do you like look around and think of exit strategies?
Yeah.
if, like,
All
shit
the
goes-
time.
Yeah, right.
All the time,
All the
especially
Kind of fun.
especially since I've been driving Lyft full time, dude. That's like
Yeah.
all I fucking think about. And I drive out to the city pretty fucking often too. And people are fucking assholes out there. So
Right.
They don't pay attention.
Dude,
they
I
don't.
I was
They-
on-
or I think they do. It's just they just don't give a shit.
Dude, I was on
That's
six.
just how you drive out here.
I was on 680 going to work, so I was going 680 south towards downtown, and I was in the far left lane, and I started to just merge over to the next lane because nobody was fucking behind me, and I didn't put my blinker on at all. And then all of a sudden, like as I'm looking, I do 1 second look over my shoulder, and there's like a fucking BMW going like 100,
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
swerving through lanes,
That's the worst.
and he almost fucking hit me, and I had to like merge out of my lane,
Yeah.
and then he just kept going,
Uh,
and I was like, "Fuck, dude! If I kept going, he would have just like rear-ended me."
Probably. I bet he was drunk.
oh, dude.
Bet
No,
he was
he's
drunk?
just one of those guys driving like an asshole. It was like midday.
Bet he was drunk.
Yeah, it could have
Fuck.
been.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend almost died on the way from Bakersfield when we were taking her driving test.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
You took it in Bakersfield?
Well, yeah, because around here there's fucking
Yeah.
impossible to get an appointment.
Yeah.
And around this time, like she was looking to get her driver's license, and the goal was that we wanted to get her license before we go on this Vegas trip, the
Right.
one that we're on right now. And so we end up going to Bakersfield, and the week prior, like I was just teaching Jasmine how to drive. Like she was a pretty quick learner. So, I just let her drive my Civic around and taught her how to parallel park, basically went through the thing where,
All the good stuff.
yeah, all the good stuff, I'll park by the curb, go forwards, go backwards, like all
Right.
that shit, right? And she did it. So, so we drove over to Bakersfield and we were like halfway there. And then I was like, yeah, you want to drive? She's like, yeah. So she drove and then, drove us to the DMV over there in Bakersfield. And, I think that time she failed. So on the drive back, she was just like, in a shitty mood. I'm just
Right.
like, all right, well, and then just to cheer up, I'm like, you know what, you want to drive back all the way? And she's like, yeah. So we end up just driving back, and by this time, we're just we're all joking around. I'm trying to make her feel better, and she's she's getting back in the mood. So we stop halfway to get gas, and on the ramp going back onto the freeway, right? She's driving. And, she's like getting up to speed with the rest of the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So as she's merging, right, we're just about to merge, and she didn't check her fucking mirror onto the left. And fucking there's a big ass 18-wheeler that just came out of fucking nowhere, dude. And she was about to fucking merge right into that motherfucker. So we're just like, oh, fuck. So, like, she ended up, like, fucking swerving, like, out of the fucking lane, like, where it's, like, all rocky and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh fuck. So like, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna drive now.
yeah. So well, no. I just let her drive. I mean, she was a
Right.
fucking champ after that. But we looked at each other afterward. Like she stopped. Like she just pulled over and we just looked at each other. Like,
Catch your breath.
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. But,
Yeah.
that's my girlfriend almost killed me. Us. Yeah.
No, just you.
Yeah. No. But
Yeah.
no, I love her. She's she's licensed now and she's actually a really good driver. She's
good.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started driving, and it was just fun, and you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Now it's like I have to
No,
go
you
get gas. God damn it.
Yeah.
One thing about learning to drive is you don't learn the importance of checking before you merge until you're in a situation where you don't.
Yeah.
And you're like,
You have-
oh, that's why you check your blind
Yeah,
spot.
you gotta look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
and
Honestly, the best way to learn to drive is like when you start driving by yourself.
Yeah.
And like you almost die, and you're like, well, not forgetting that next time.
Or
Right.
like you learn to not run red lights.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. that's a
never
good one.
have.
You should try it.
Yeah.
It makes for a good story, Alex.
Yeah, we had. I knew this guy in Los Gatos, and his thing always was if you had a full car, the person in the passenger seat, he'd be like, "Hey, remember that time we ran a red light?" And he'd be looking at them, and then they'd run a red light without looking. So like everybody in the backseat would be like, "What?"
He would do that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Do you guys know how fucking traffic lights work? Or the cameras? Cuz like I will like run the yellow
Right.
and it'll just turn. So like it's red and I technically ran it,
But the
but
cameras
I've
don't go
never gotten a
I
camera
I
ticket.
think you gotta wait a little bit more for it.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah,
but
so
but,
is there some
but I heard those cameras in San Jose.
I heard they
They're
only
pretty
work
they're
some
pretty shitty.
days, right?
Well, no, I heard they don't exactly like take
No.
pictures. Like they're just there for what? Like just
like
I
for
think-
crimes
yeah,
if
I
they
think so.
Oh,
for like
okay.
license plate
Yeah,
recognition and all that shit. Like they don't do it for like red light violations, right?
Yeah, I
They
think
do in Fremont. They
Right.
do
Yeah,
in
it's
like
Fremont.
in Sacramento, there was a cross section on one of the busiest streets in Elk Grove that I lived on, and the light would flash like every 5 minutes
Oh,
because like
Jesus.
it was so like sensitive. It would take fucking photos of anyone who was like going through a yellow.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Or, like stopped in the middle of the crosswalk or
Yeah.
something like that.
But
Broke a little too late.
I think that's within good reason though, because on that street, like a mile down the street, like 5 people died in like the past 5 years, and like I saw an article and it was like, oh, some of the deadliest cross sections in the country, and it was on there. I was like, fuck.
Well, that's like the bikers down by the fucking Great Mall. They always get hit, and I'm not sure if that's because of like the people who go to the mall like just don't pay attention, or
Are you
if it's
talking
the
about
road.
the one that's like underneath the light rail?
I
tracks
think
right
so.
there?
Yeah, because
Oh, fuck.
Derek saw one there. We know a person who hit someone.
You know, I saw one of her siblings the other day. And I was
Yeah?
like, is that the one? My sister was like, no, that's
Fucking
not
dumb.
the one. Fuck. I remember we were all hanging out at Haley's that day when we found out about that.
When?
When someone we all went to school with hit and killed someone. And I remember we were like all hanging out at Haley's and everybody was talking about it. And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's fucking
I don't
sucks.
remember that.
I know someone who was at the mall when like they caught the person, and that person was on the curb just chilling, and like that SAR drove past and was like, what the fuck?
Well, so what the story goes is she wasn't paying attention. She hit a biker and killed him. And she like panicked and drove into the Great Mall and like stopped in the parking lot and
Do you-
like would just park somewhere.
Do you think that person knows that that person killed the biker when
Oh,
it
I'm
happened,
I'm
or
sure
they just hit and was
she-
like, fuck that?
She's
and
probably
dipped?
just praying to God, like, please don't be fucking dead,
Yeah.
dude. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. I could only. Oh, dude,
Well,
I can
she's-
only imagine.
She's out though. She goes to San Jose State. I'm
Well,
pretty sure.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can live with myself killing someone. That's intense.
Oh,
it's a lot
dude.
of weight.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Why are you smiling, Alex?
Oh, because you know.
I'm trying so hard not to ask horrible questions.
Ask.
Come on. I thought there's no filter here.
Some sensitive information came to light at this moment and we had to apply a filter. In the meantime, please enjoy Brandon's freestyle.
Yo, was it on a beat? Yeah, fucking Mike Will made it. Yeah, don't fucking sweat this technique because you're gonna get real wet from sweating this technique so much. You ready? Drop that shit. Yeah, what? Yeah, I'm a rap pro, not a rap pro, because I ain't no snitch like a Mickey Mouse bitch. Yeah, hate Disneyland. That shit is fucking lame except for Space Mountain. That shit is fucking dope. Roller coaster, put it in a folder, save it for later, download it on the internet, email sending. unzip this file, unzip my pants, girl. Pull out my wiener, my peener, put it, eat it for dinner. Fuck, that was pretty dope. That was a good rhyme. Yeah, I do that all the time. This rap is evidence of my fucking dope skills. It pays my bills. They're so cheap though, because I'm a baller. Everyone gives me shit for free. Yeah, just like your mom. I gave her my peen. Haha. Your new stepdad. Do your homework. Clean your room. Respect me when I take you out to the ball game and buy you Pepsi. Fucking yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Yeah, that's how we do it here in the little boys' room, right? So when you rep our name and you're out there on the street, you represent. You represent little boys. Represent them little boys. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Our deepest apologies for that. Now, back to our regular scheduled programming.
Okay, so this has been years in the making, Alex. Okay?
Okay.
And I feel fucking terrible about it. Okay?
I don't like
no, it's not. You shouldn't. You
Okay.
shouldn't, okay? But
fucked his
this is
mom.
just on me. No, this is just on me. We're talking about togos earlier for a little, right?
Right.
We're gonna togos for a little.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. And I just wanted to apologize for not showing up to work that day.
Oh,
And
I think there was one day where like I got pissed when you called out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because this is around the time I was just fucking around. I had no work ethic.
Yeah, no
at
drive.
Yeah.
No drive, no nothing. Just showing up to work stoned, like almost every other fucking day.
That's fucking
It just
great.
I mean, no, working with this guy was a fucking joy, and especially if either you, Kyle G,
Oh, Kyle G's hilarious. Yeah.
or even Roach before you fucking did the same thing I did,
Roach.
or fucking
Deej too.
or
was fun.
Deej too. Yeah,
Yeah.
if all of us were working, it was great.
It was fucking pandemonium.
It was awesome.
It was just 5 children in a sandwich shop.
That's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wanted to apologize.
yeah, no.
It's been years.
You're-
We've
you're-
never talked about
You're
it.
good, brother.
Okay.
I thought it was just kind of understood. Like, I get it.
Yeah, I know, but I just didn't want to because Alex, I mean, I like you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we've known each other since we were
Yeah,
kids.
it's
I don't want any fucking
Adriel, it's not like every time someone mentions your name, like, he fucking called out of that shift.
yeah.
That one day into the job.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, you're good, man.
Okay, good. All right,
I
I just wanted to clear the air.
thought you were gonna be
I just wanted to clear my own
yeah.
conscience, just because I've been living with that for
No,
years now.
You're good. I thought you were going to
And-
be like, I fucked your ex. And I'm like, that also doesn't bother me.
Oh
but
no,
okay.
no, Jesus Christ,
Oh my god.
never.
Yeah, no. Please no.
Okay.
Adriel is in bed trying to sleep, and he just thinks about all the time he called out at Togo.
Listen. I have a lot of regrets, and that was just one of. I'm glad I got that one off of my list
You're
because
fair.
seriously, I mean, because no, Alex, I like you, man.
Right.
I like you, and I don't want you to
No,
look at me in any.
there's no ill intent.
Okay. Because I enjoyed making sandwiches with you. I enjoyed,
I will say
bumming
this.
cigarettes from you.
Adriel always ate the same sandwich, which was just hot roast beef and barbecue sauce.
Yeah. Because that was the year that they discontinued the fucking barbecue beef sandwich,
yeah.
which was my favorite fucking sandwich. Even more than the fucking number 24 turkey avocado.
Right.
He's got it down.
Yeah.
He's got the menu down.
Or even the number 9 pastrami, which I
Yeah.
would frequent.
I
a
think
lot, too.
everyone that works at Togo's, we just have all the sandwiches memorized.
Yeah,
Mine was the 16.
Oh,
the
the Italian?
Italian.
that was good. Oh, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Or another cool thing that I like doing too is making pizzas.
Oh, yeah. I would make pizza bread for people.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because we would just take the meat sauce
Yeah.
from the meatball marinara.
And then just like put whatever you want on it.
Yeah, we would just put pepperoni. We would use the provolone cheese instead of the mozzarella.
Hell yeah.
It worked great.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
We used to have, I used to do competitions with, do you remember Justin?
yeah.
Big fucking Filipino
Yeah,
kid?
yeah.
We used to do competitions on who can make the best pizza bread.
Nice.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
times. good
yeah,
times.
man. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No sweat off my back, man.
Oh, okay, thank
Actually, you know what? Never mind. It got me fired, Adriel.
God. Wait, did it really?
No.
Oh. Oh shit.
No, I just moved to SAC. And I was like,
weren't
Wait,
you,
was that literally the only reason why you quit Togo's? How long were you working there?
for like 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Like halfway through senior year till like a year and a half after, or year after I graduated.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I moved to SAC to go to school. Did for 3 years. got a 3.4 GPA.
Holla.
Beautiful.
Did good on that.
Good for
And
you.
then I worked at Togo's there.
Jesus.
There was one like
Full
down.
circle.
There was one down the street from there, and the owners were fucking insane.
Right when you thought you left, they pulled you back in.
Right, but like.
Togos for
have
life,
have I talked about that Togo's, the one in Elk Grove I used to work at, and how it was it was not up to code on anything.
No.
It was like gross. Like they would never clean underneath any like the fridges and stuff, so it was like all just moldy, and like everything was out of date. The owner was like racist. He was Fijian. I saw her get into an argument with a black lady one time and started throwing the N-word around.
Oh my
And I was
god.
like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Hard R's.
It was bad, dude. It was really bad. And then yeah, and that black lady came back in like a week later and talked to me, and she was like, my brother went to Fiji recently, and he said it's still segregated. Like they still throw the N-word around.
Jimmy Fly Snooker, baby.
But yeah,
Fiji.
I think
Fuck.
the thing that made me quit there was I was doing dishes one time, and I did dishes for 2.5 years. I'm pretty good at fucking doing dishes. You get used to it with like the
It's very zen.
That was
Yeah.
the
Once
best
you
thing
get-
to do when I was stoned.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
just fucking not having to worry about any of the customers fucking shitting on me for not making their sandwich right.
I swear to
I was
God,
just in the back. Just
Brandon,
fucking-
if you worked at Togo's with us, it would have been like the perfect,
It would've
just
been-
like storm.
Oh, dude. It was
Because
so
what we
great.
would do is whoever was manager that night would be blasting music in the front. So
Yeah.
me, I'm always blasting Kaiser Queens of the Stone Age.
Basic.
And then
yeah.
in the back, we would have like those little like containers, the little plastic ones. You
So
put
you
one.
put your phone
You
in
put
there?
your
Yeah.
phone
Oh,
in there,
yeah,
it would act
yeah.
like a fucking makeshift speaker.
Bronco Billy style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just back there listening to fucking like
Whatever.
yeah, just blasting fucking like death metal or like
That's what
fucking
I was always doing
switching
too.
between
Yeah.
like E40 and fucking like all this other fucking.
Dude, I remember there was one time I did that, and I was blasting Toxic Holocaust because I think fucking Conjuring Command just came out,
Uh-huh.
and that's still one of my favorite albums from
Oh, it's
them.
great.
Yeah, and like this kid came in, and you could tell he's kind of like a poser. He had like the vest on and stuff. He's like, "Oh, who's this?" I was like, I had to stop spraying. I was like, "What?"
Then I spit in a sandwich.
And he's like, "Who's this?" I was like, "Toxic Holocaust," and he was like, "Cool." I was like, "Good to meet you, man."
Get the fuck out of my
whips
store.
whips out his phone. I gotta make a note of that. Toxic Holocaust.
Yeah, but yeah, those were the fun days, man.
Yeah, it was great.
But the reason I brought up the dishwashing was one time I was doing the dishes at the Elk Grove or the Togas at Elk Grove, and she like started like yelling at me to do it faster, and like I do it faster than everybody anyway there because they're all new.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Look, you don't have to wash these off," and she started throwing dishes that just like still had a bunch of shit on them
in the
into.
sanitizer. What the fuck?
Yeah,
That
and
ruins the whole sanitizing thing.
that's I couldn't even say anything because she would just argue with me on it, dude.
Oh my god.
So like when I quit, I just stopped showing up to shifts that she scheduled me for my 2 weeks, and she was
Right.
like, "That's not fucking okay." And I was like, "Look, man, like you're not sanitary at all. Like,
Yeah.
fuck off. Like I don't have to listen to you."
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was horrible.
fuck that bitch.
So for the year after, or like since I left Elk Grove, I would go to that Togas every once in a while. And it'd always be new kids because like they had an ever revolving just shift of people because
Right,
they'd keep
right.
quitting.
Right.
And I would tell everyone there, especially when I started working at Apple, I was like, "Call this phone number, say you want to work at Apple. They'll hire you within like 2 weeks. It's not hard. Get a better job."
You're just purging fucking
Tearing down the
Tempo
system
employees.
from the inside.
Honestly, I was telling people like, "Look, man, you don't have to fucking work here. This place sucks." Like,
Jesus Christ.
and when you do that and you act like you care, they make you good sandwiches.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck that place. But yeah, working at Togo's with like Adriel and like Kyle G.
Yeah.
Kyle G. Just,
Kyle
he
D
just-
too.
Yeah, Kyle D. Well, he worked morning shifts
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. He worked with all the Mexican
because
ladies.
he wanted to take care of Troy
yeah.
and stuff. And
but Kyle G's doing stand up now, huh?
yeah, I told him forever.
You should open
like-
up for him one of these days, Alex.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Do some stand up, Alex.
Can we
You
talk?
think I'm out of the fucking loop, motherfuckers? I know. I fucking know what's going on.
This is actually just full circle because the reason I thought it like I want to try stand up was like I saw Kyle G doing it.
I can do that.
Well, no, it's not like that. It's just like I'm so fucking happy that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
and I could totally see him fucking doing some fucking,
Right.
little
Some
mini,
big rooms.
little
or
mini
little-
Joe Coy over here. Fucking.
Oh yeah.
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 I told
Swagged out.
him forever, like, man, you're fucking hilarious.
He was
Do
a funny
stand-up.
motherfucker,
Yeah.
dude.
There was one time where he was trying to describe Naruto to everyone, and he took out a Sharpie and drew like the Naruto thing on his stomach.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, he was a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think he was the one. I don't know if you were there, but like, he was telling us why his nickname is Destroyer, and it's because like his brother used to say he used to destroy pussy. And we were talking about this super loudly because we thought nobody was in the store. And you know how Togo's has that little back area?
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
a window? So, like, after we're all fucking laughing like hyenas, this old lady stands up and just walks out the store. And, like, all of us look at each other and just disperse into different directions.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking hilarious.
Fuck.
Working there was shitty, though.
It was.
Yeah. I don't miss food.
Most food prep places are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're working with your friends and you're just, you're both experiencing the suck, like it's just
Makes everything
It,
better.
yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it way better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Except working with Deej. Me and Deej would, like...
Oh, you guys would
Clash.
get at it sometimes.
Yeah. One time, DJ got so mad at me, he threatened to stab me, and I just started laughing in his face, and he had to go to the bathroom to, like, relax.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, Brandon, if you get annoyed with me, imagine how it would be at work.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to work with you, Alex. Just saying.
I'm not a bad worker. to
I
be
wouldn't
honest.
mind working with Alex again.
I get my shit done.
Yeah.
I feel like if I spend too much time with you, it's just
Yeah.
like
Like, all the people I work with now at my security job, like, all the cannabis people, they like to talk to me because, like, I'll just, like, shoot the shit with everyone.
I
So-
feel like that's a different vibe though, because you're almost not working with them, but you're working
With them.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say which one you're working at?
Yeah, I work at caniculture.
Just kidding.
Caniculture community.
Oh, the one kind of south side-ish, right?
Over off of Snell, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been to that one yet.
It's kind of pricey.
Oh, yeah. I know it because, I saw the fucking menu. I don't
Yeah,
fucking like shit.
everybody says it's a little bougie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Jeffrey Martinez came in one time, and I was like,
Huh.
yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's a fun job.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We had Alex, you had some topics.
Did I?
Hold on.
That's
Before we go, am I allowed to go pee-pee real quick?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
in your pants.
Okay. Oh, all right. All right, well, I'll be back. Hold
Okay,
on.
we'll vamp.
Vamp.
Vamp,
I'm vamping.
vamp. If you want to be on, if you want to sit where Adriel has been sitting for the past hour, you can message us at the Little Boys Room Podcast on Instagram, and we'll send you a survey packet that you have to fill out, and we'll get back to you. Do you fucking hear that? The fuck is that?
Oh, it's a grasshopper.
Or a cicada or whatever. Fuck off, grasshopper. Fuck off. Hey! Hey! You screamed into the mic.
Yeah, I didn't. I tried to turn, but I screamed.
But my neck was too slow.
So, are we gonna cut that whole segment, or you want to just bleep it out?
Me, I don't know.
You know what? Send it to me later, and I'll listen back to it, and we'll see if it's
Yeah.
salvageable.
We'll have to bleep all the pronouns and the names for sure. I tried for the first part, but then I gave up and thought, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We are
back.
Topics. What'd you have? Adriel, you sent some to Alex, right?
He
I
did.
sent a couple.
All
He
right.
sent
Yeah.
two.
Let's
Wait, who's
keep-
who's moderating the Instagram page? You, Alex, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, okay. Fuck, I thought I was talking to Brandon this whole time. No, I'm just kidding.
Alex is such a retard, right?
No.
Brandon?
You know, I'll say this: living up to Aston's expectations, not easy.
Well,
He's funny.
It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking funny.
It's a lot of work. Hey, so speaking of that, so are you guys still trying to do like promo videos? Like, are you guys still trying to do like all that?
it'd be nice, but we just don't have the creative.
Do you know what he was using in terms of like editing and all that?
No.
I don't know. I asked him for like a free one, and he told me DaVinci Pro.
DaVinci? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
whatever. So I think I'm gonna put that on here for.
And I don't.
what
I don't
little
think
we
it's
do.
a creative thing because me and you came up
Yeah,
with a lot
no,
of the
that's-
bits.
That's not what I meant. I meant
The
the physical work part
Oh,
of
the
it.
editing.
right,
A lot of the magic was his editing. Editing on
we
things.
still don't have a camera and shit like that.
Well, you got iPhones. I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah,
You could,
that's
dude. There's
very
whole
true.
movies made off of iPhones, so you could
Yeah.
easily do that.
Who did that one movie? It was like a big director that filmed an entire film on an.
iPhone. Oh, it was that movie about that girl in the.
Oh
the
yeah.
insane asylum?
Yeah. What was it?
Unsane.
was it Unsane?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Unsane.
I thought it was Oh wait, no, never mind.
Let's
Thinking of
look
something
up.
else.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, it was mostly an African American cast though, wasn't it? Is it that one?
Oh,
Are we
I'm
thinking about
I'm
the
thinking
same
about
one?
this one. This one was shot all on an
Oh,
iPhone.
yeah.
Unsane. Okay.
Unsane,
Yeah.
Tangerine, other films shot on iPhones.
Yeah. I know. When I was going to film school out there at Academy of Art, one of the undergraduates, he submitted I think it was a short film that ended up winning an award at some film festival that he shot entirely off of an iPhone,
fuck
and that
yeah.
was like an iPhone
So, like,
5,
yeah, that was
iPhone
back in the
5S
day.
or something
Shit.
like that. That was back in like 2013, 2014, something like that.
I think that just goes to show it's not the equipment you have, but the ideas you have.
Well, and
Yeah.
plus, like, I mean, the editing,
yeah.
obviously works. I mean, dude, making movies it's fucking a complicated process.
You have to have
man.
an eye for it.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I mean, it's a collective thing
Right.
too. I mean, everyone has to be on the fucking same page.
Unless you can do all that shit yourself, which very few folks can.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot, and especially to put out something good enough to be winning awards and you know,
Right.
at least get it's tough, man.
What's that one that Last Black Man in San Francisco? That's one of those big ones right now.
Yeah, that got some awards, and that's why it's in
Yeah.
theaters right now, right?
Yeah,
I heard it was pretty good.
Me
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Did Justin Aragon work on that?
I don't know.
He keeps posting stuff where he was at like the release party and stuff. He might just know the director,
Yeah.
but I
I
think
would not
think
be surprised.
he
if
might have helped.
worked on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he's really good too. He's really good.
Yeah.
I remember me, him, Alex Lambert, and Bubba. Justin Aragon had this film project where he was recreating Pulp Fiction shot by
By
shot,
Yeah.
Mm.
and like
Like the Indiana Jones movie kids.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember me, Bubba, and him did that too.
Yeah.
One time where we just like put out like just some stupid little fucking thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
And just like seeing that, and then seeing, because I PA'd for him on I don't know if it was a final or a midterm he did for his college, and I think he went to the same place you did. But I PA'd, and just seeing him like fucking direct, like he was directing. This shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It's like, goddamn.
it's a process.
Good
man.
on you, Justin.
Yeah, you told me he was like really fucking efficient, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
you have to be,
Yeah.
man. Because
Right.
I mean, time is of the essence. Like a lot
Everything
of it.
is fucking.
A lot of it
planned.
really is just scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
it's fucking
Scheduling and execution.
yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
I hope he makes it.
Oh, he will. He
Yeah.
will.
You know, Edgar Wright was directing shit when he was like 18.
Yeah. A lot of folks are.
Yeah, so
But Adriel, you asked that why? Are you trying to help or?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
What's
if
up,
you
dog?
if you I mean, honestly, if you guys need extra help, man, I mean, I could.
you saying my memes aren't cutting it?
No, motherfucker.
They're
like
not.
no, like no, no. You guys are good. It's just I mean, especially if it's just like you two. And I know Aston was doing a lot of the work.
Yeah.
Right.
And with the amount of stuff that he was, I mean, it was good. But I mean,
You know, Aston even said like when we were having a conversation about like whether or not Aston would want to come back to the podcast or like what exactly is going on. He even said like, you know, if we work together again, like I would like really want to do like either music together or we can still do like promos and videos. And so like maybe we can ask Aston if he would ever want to shoot anything again, but he's really busy with a lot of stuff. I think like
Yeah.
he's going through some moving stuff and he's working a lot. So
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
but in terms of marketing and getting your fucking
Your
names out
brand.
there, listen. First thing I got to say, as the number one fan of
rightfully
The-
so, you have this title.
of
Yes.
TLBR,
TLBR, baby.
you guys need to fucking stay consistent with this fucking shit.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what we thought too.
That was because that's the big fucking thing, man. I mean, especially when you're putting out fucking
Consistently put shit out,
Yeah.
so it's always there.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
So right now,
make it to where your fans every week are looking forward to new shit whether it's
Right.
a promo video in between
Right.
podcasts
Right.
or just everything.
so that's why right now me and Brandon are on the schedule, and I think this is what we're gonna try and keep is every Friday we record every Friday morning, and then the episode comes out the next Thursday.
Yeah.
That's a good little schedule you guys got put
Yeah.
on. I mean, that gives you a good solid week to put everything together, get all your
Right.
T's crossed and your I's dotted, or
All-
lowercase j's.
All of our ducks in a row.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I'm willing to help. I mean, if you guys are willing to let me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
You were,
fucking,
you were part of the promo that started it all. The Nailed It promo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Fucking nailed it. That was
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like that.
Sometimes I think about how, like, creators and shit, they'll do skits or shorts first and then do a podcast because they got that fan base.
Mm.
We're doing that shit completely backwards.
Yeah.
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 It's all right.
Podcast with
Yeah,
no
dude,
fan base. and-
Another good idea that you guys could do too is just fucking make some fucking stickers with your logo on it and just put them fucking everywhere.
Right.
As many places as you can, because that fucking works too. Put a
Yeah.
little Instagram thing on there, or
Yeah.
like the link or the @, whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
I do
Or
listen
just
to
fucking
I follow some podcasts that do that.
yeah, and there's podcasts that that give like stickers to their fans, and their fans are fucking they just put them everywhere.
from my Hydro
Yeah. Like I know Alex, I know you like Dan Cummins.
Right, so Time Suck.
Yeah, Time Suck. He I remember he was doing this thing where like how like fruits have that little stick, like that little sticker on them?
with the code?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or not the code, but or whatever the fuck with the logo,
The
or
little
whatever.
sticker.
Yeah, like you eat an apple and there's like a little sticker
Yeah,
on it or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He was doing this thing where he was he was giving out those stickers to
His followers.
to his followers, and his followers would just like swap out, like they would go to the grocery store and
shit.
they would just swap out the fucking stickers and just put his shit on.
Yeah,
there.
he
Smart.
he still does that where like he gives away like stickers and stuff to like fans, and then they'll just like put it everywhere for him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Time Suck.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that in a long time.
I do. That's the shit that I'm listening to now. Actually, I was just listening to the Albert Fish episode on my way over here. That was a fucking great one.
All the serial killer episodes are so fucking good.
Yeah, I just like because I like that one in particular just because he's putting like two of some of my favorite things together, which is comedy and history.
Right.
And it's fucking
Yeah.
it's awesome, and he does it in such a way to where like he's just a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
And just the the things that he chooses to talk about.
Right.
Just in terms of like serial killers, cold case files, conspiracies, random like historical figures like Cleopatra and fucking
Right.
Yeah.
Napoleon and all that shit. It's great.
But the part I like is that he breaks up the monotony with like he'll start ranting about like he'll go off on a tangent, like start making shit up.
Yeah.
And then after like a minute he'll be like, and that's absolutely not true.
yeah.
There's a channel I found on YouTube called Fact Fiend, and I guess this dude, I think he's in England. He like would write articles for places, but now he's turning them into videos, and it's just like random fact shit, like
I watch so many fucking video
Dude,
essays.
Oh yeah.
See, but like
Or like biographies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I remember there's this one guy on YouTube that he just basically like rants about these. He tells like biographical fucking thing. He's like some English dude.
Mhm.
Right.
He wears glasses and everything. I forgot his fucking channel, but yeah, like shit like that.
Right.
But
when did that become the thing?
It's been around for a long time.
wait, what?
Video essays. I
Oh,
feel
I
like
don't
they
know.
really blew up in the last.
There's a
few
lot of
years.
music one now.
Yeah,
I feel like those have always kind of been around.
There's
though,
like
to be fair.
like Lilacs Music, Music 8. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the big ones I've been watching lately, I can't remember the name of it, but it's this guy who fact checks movies that are based off historical events. And he goes around, so like I watched one where he did it for Casino and Goodfellas.
Oh yeah,
Those are
yeah,
based
yeah.
on real people.
Well,
Oh, okay.
it's like some things are a little
A little off.
Yeah, a
Right.
little off, but
They're pretty accurate,
Yeah,
though,
like
from what I
they
hear.
changed the names and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I know Casino, like they changed a lot of what.
Yeah, his
happened.
name was, the real guy's name was like Lefty something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And in the film, he was righty something.
Right.
Mhm.
Just
That's a
kidding.
crazy fucking story.
Yeah.
Casino.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, and then there's also another YouTube channel where it's called a retrospective, where in this one
Yeah.
particular one, like he talks about a lot of like black metal and like death metal bands. So there's this guy who goes in depth with like bands like
Does he
Bathory.
do the
and, like-
history of like
Yeah, the history
genres?
of, and like
Yeah.
he gives his personal opinions on like he basically gives like the whole like discography or whatever, so he basically he talks about like like their first album going all the way to their end, and he gives like his personal opinion on like which one
That's cool.
and he
Yeah.
shows, he goes in depth with like the progression of their sound, and like just everything. It's actually pretty fucking interesting.
I saw one kind of similar to that, where it's this guy, but he does a deep dive into a specific genre of music, and then he gives 5 recommendations of what you should listen to if you want to try it out. And the reason I found him was he did one for like doom metal, and I was like, nice.
Yeah, what bands?
Saint Vitus. And
Yeah, there's always Saint Vitus. Dope Throne was on there. I don't remember the other ones right now.
Yeah.
Great genre.
Yeah.
Genre.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's some good fucking coffee, man. Thank you very much, Brandon.
Hey, no problem.
That fucking Vid coffee's got me.
All right, Owen Wilson.
No problem. Wow. Speaking of historical event film things, fucking Chernobyl.
Ooh. Have you watched that?
Chernobyl on HBO?
No.
Dude,
Oh.
you gotta watch it.
It's so fucking crazy.
It's like you said, it's like a fucking horror film, and the music really fucking sells it.
So it's just it's a HBO miniseries where they did 5 episodes about all the way from the first explosion in Chernobyl to like a few years after.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah.
And it shows everything in so much detail and like how brutal it is and how dumb everyone fucking was.
I was thinking about it, and like we still don't know how extensive the effects are. Like,
right.
we could still be
I
feeling those
haven't
effects
finished
today.
it yet, by the way. I'm still.
Oh, you haven't?
No. 'Cause
you gotta watch
me
it.
and Tara haven't had the time to watch the last episode.
The last one is one of the best, just because it's a good wrap up. But like people always fucking forget about the Fukushima.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dude, everyone forgets about that, and they're still eating fucking sushi.
dude. That's what I'm thinking every time. Like we have fucking
fish.
Yes, fish or like seafood or whatever.
I
That's actually a joke that I always say. I'm just like, oh yeah, fucking look at all this Fukushima radiation.
Well, wasn't it
makes
because
it thick and juicy.
it was because that earthquake happened?
It was
right?
an
Yeah, it was the
earthquake
the
and a
tsunami.
tsunami.
Yeah,
and
the
it
tsunami
fucked
fucked
up.
everything up.
It flooded it into the ocean.
Yep.
Yeah, I stopped with
and there's
fish.
still that shit's still leaking out.
Yeah.
apparently, too. Yeah.
I stopped with fish before I stopped with meat because of that.
Right.
Like,
I love fish though.
I do,
fucking
too.
love sushi.
I
It's
did.
so fucking good, man.
Salmon. Well, that's more of a freshwater fish.
You can still
but-
get sushi, but like you just have to.
see, but you don't really know.
Yeah,
where,
it is a freshwater fish.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot.
No, you're right.
you don't really know where a lot of the fish comes from, and us being in California, you'd have to
Well, fish farms
expect
a lot.
Yeah, but where are those on the fucking Pacific coast? Where
A lot of them they have like indoor ones.
Yeah,
Like
there's like
lake ones.
they have like factory farmed like fish sometimes though.
but
don't
they have to be on the coast. 'Cause where the fuck do they get all the water? And you can only treat radiated water so fucking much.
They get it from the sink, Brandon.
They just don't on the sink for 13 days, and then they get their fish pool.
You know, yeah.
I
I'm
saw
not
some
entirely
in
sure.
Mexico. The fish farms, the giant fucking nets.
Oh, were they-
crazy.
oh, yeah.
yeah.
What were they catching out there?
Oh, it was
I
right off
know-
of Ensenada, so I'm sure you can look up what kind of fish it is. But I think
we catch the fish.
it's probably not tuna.
I catch the fish.
I catch the fish.
We find the fish, we milk the fish.
we cook the fish. We eat them. It good.
Oh god,
Have you ever had Teresa with fish?
that kind of sounds good. Fish
Maybe.
and chorizo.
Fish and Teresa.
It depends.
Teresa.
It depends on the cat.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest kind of fish you guys have had?
Weird.
Pussy fish. Just kidding, mom.
Like, have you guys like ever eaten a kind of fish where you're like, that was weird?
not that I remember.
Mine's catfish.
Oh, catfish is good though, especially when you
Yeah.
fry that shit.
If
Dude,
it's
I had-
done right.
Yeah. Fried catfish po' boys from the Poor Boy Bistro downtown. Fucking tremendous.
That sounds good.
Po' boys are so fucking good.
Oh, dude, I loved it so much. Or what I remember when I was a kid, I went down to New Orleans and we were eating we had fried catfish. That was fucking great. Actually, I remember when I first started getting into like really deep into fishing when I was like 15. I caught my first catfish and we took it down to the fucking took it down to this one. It was kind of like a restaurant or whatever. It was kind of like a smokehouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could just I took it there and I just let them like fry it for me. They gutted it and everything.
Do they do that with a lot of meats? Like
yeah,
if
yeah,
bring
you could,
them,
you could go in and then you could get
like
different
bring them
flavors.
Deer you got.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that, well, no, I think, well,
It
I don't
might
know.
just be fish.
I don't.
It
Yeah,
depends.
from my understanding, I mean, this was like somewhere in Los Gatos, but
Oh, okay.
I forgot. I couldn't tell you the name, dude. I
If
was
it's a
fucking-
hunting heavy region, there will be places that do it for you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, but no, it was really fucking good. So yeah, I caught that fucking catfish myself. Just fucking ate that shit. It was fucking delicious.
Nice.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, it was great.
Did we want to talk about topics, or are we just gonna fucking go off?
Well, how much time do we have left?
We got like 40 minutes. We can probably get in.
Oh, we're only like an hour 20 in?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the topics are a little too.
I don't give a
Hey,
fuck.
man, these topics today have been all heavy. Like, all
Yeah.
of them.
Well, I mean, no, we have a little bit more time than that because we gotta. I mean, are you gonna keep that, or are you just gonna be
I might cut out a lot of it.
a lot of it?
'Cause
Okay.
Yeah.
like the first part was all right, but then the last half were
Yeah.
just throwing names.
Yeah. Well, that's a.
That's,
fuck.
that seems to be how we do it.
Yeah, the first half hour is it's about like car crashes and everything. So that's a good title for this one right here too.
Crashes, accidents, and manslaughter.
Yeah, trains, planes, and automobiles.
All right, so the first topic I have underneath Adriel's topic list. Adriel,
Mm.
how's it having a shitty bassist in your band?
Oh god
Oh
damn it!
Jesus fucking Christ, dude! It's fucking. Listen.
Don't hold back.
I don't know. You know what? I'm not even gonna answer that question. You know what? Yeah, fuck that shit.
Is it just me, or do you hate all the parts that you write for the songs?
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking hate it. I fucking hate
You're
it.
just like, I could have played it so much better.
I know. No, it's even worse. With our demo coming out soon.
Recording was scary.
It was fucking scary. Because you know what? I was holding back on a lot of shit
Me
just
too.
because I wanted to, be a little bit more conservative. I just wanted everything to be
I wanted it
all
solid, right?
Yeah, I just wanted it to be solid. And like with the finished product, like I'm listening to it over and over and over again, and I just fucking,
Yeah.
it's just, there's so, I was just thinking that there were so many opportunities where I could have done like
a fill or something.
yeah,
of this.
Phil, or just
Yeah.
like just cool shit, and I just didn't fucking do it. I just
Well,
pussied out.
It's just a demo, so you guys are good.
It's this weird
Yeah.
thing in my mind where if it's recorded, that's what it's supposed to be every time you play it.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be.
No.
But it's really hard to break that mindset
yeah.
about
But-
the music.
Oh yeah,
That's
hey,
why, like, when you
Brandon. Speaking of this,
Oh,
listen,
fuck.
you have this fucking beautiful platform,
Yeah.
which is the TLBR,
Okay.
and you barely fucking blow up the band. What the fuck is the matter with you?
Kelly the band, check us out. We're the best fucking band in the world.
right, that's
We're
right.
playing the Coliseum tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be there. Buy your tickets tonight. We'll
Yes.
fly you out on a private bus jet plane. We're gonna take you there
Yes,
all the way.
yes.
Yeah, because I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of my playing.
Of the podcast or the band?
Everything, my whole life. My whole life I've been ashamed. A sham, a hollow man. Nah. I can't do it anymore, you guys. Yeah, no.
But yeah,
So are you guys like happy with the demo, or is it kind of?
I feel like.
I'm happy with the idea of a demo.
Well, no. Listen, I mean, there's still a lot of work to do in terms of mastering the tracks and everything. But we're still waiting on fucking on what's his name, Brett, to
Brett,
fucking finish everything up. But in terms of like, well, as far as everything now, I mean, we could
Release it as
we
a
could
demo.
we could if we want to. I mean, there's still a lot of shit we got to do. Like we got to get together, but we got to buy a bunch of blank CDs
Right.
or whatever. We got to adjust the. Well, there's one track in particular where it's actually our most viewed track on YouTube, at least, Comfort.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the volume of Tristan's
Guitar.
It's just not loud enough.
I
And that's-
always
and-
hear
and-
that song as him leading it
Yeah,
with his guitar.
Exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's and that's a good little solo that he does in that one. It's just
is the solo not
it's
up front?
Yeah, I mean, I could show you it later. I have it right here, but
Shit.
yeah, you'll it's I don't know. But I texted you guys in the group chat, just saying, well, it was mostly for Tristan. And he was,
Yeah.
I just asked him like, hey, is fucking Brett done with our shit? Yeah, because I was thinking about it a lot. It's about time you start.
It's
putting
been
it
like
together
what,
pretty
like 2
soon.
weeks, right?
Like
been
2.5, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Because we recorded one. It was June 9th.
Yeah, so it was almost like basically like
Almost
a month
a
ago.
month,
Yeah,
yeah.
almost a month ago.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Which he said it would take a couple, and I saw him post on his page that he was done with conserves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
and
that.
he had 2 secret fucking projects coming up. I don't know, dude. Like I don't know.
So walk me through the whole process of how like the demo worked and stuff for like people that don't know what that's like.
You guys already talked about this, didn't
Did
you?
we?
Yeah.
Did we talk about it on the podcast?
Yeah, I talked.
okay.
I talked about it our first one back.
Oh,
You
okay.
basically pick songs that you want on. You play them a lot. You
Yeah.
go in and you record.
Yeah. Like out of the 12, we picked 5.
Right. But you guys chose to do it as a band session, right? Not to do it individual tracks.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, yeah. I mean, there were some parts where if we needed to like trim the edges a little
I
bit.
fucked up.
Yeah,
I went
yeah,
back in.
Yeah, and that so we do that, and Brandon being a fucking a terrible fucking bass player, he had to go in and fucking redo some
got 8
parts.
fingers.
Yeah. No, but no, I'm kidding. No, you're a great bass player, dude. But
Thank you.
yeah. But yeah, like yeah, so we would we recorded as a band, and then obviously when everything was done, Tristan would go in, do his vocals, and then I did backup vocals on one track, and yeah, I mean it sounded pretty fucking good to me.
We did
but
all that in like 6 hours.
It was
By the
perfect.
time
It-
we set up,
It was
12.
perfect. It was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Like we literally finished like on the dot. Like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
it was incredible.
I heard all the tracks. Y'all sound really good.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, I had the first set that Brett sent, and I sent them to him and asked him.
Yeah, the backup vocals sound really good.
Did you show? Oh wait,
Yeah.
but did you show him the updated version in that
No.
blue folder? That
No.
one's a lot better because honestly I didn't like the first go at that one. It just sounded way too cringy.
It was
and
a
weird.
fire, right?
Yeah, it was fire.
Yeah.
It sounded a little. I just didn't like it. But the new version of it in that blue folder,
Yeah.
it's good. I liked it.
When you threw down the backups,
Mm.
I was like giddy. I was like, this is so good. Like
Yeah.
it sounds so good.
Me-
like
me-
a first take.
Me and Brandon were talking about before you got here. We were like, Adriel's just kind of good at everything he does.
No, dude, fuck you.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck all
Like
of you.
you
And then
played guitar.
Brandon was like, I don't get why he's so good. I was like, it's because he like doesn't give a shit, and it just makes it good.
Well,
Like,
yeah. I mean, that's really you just
right. If you
Can't
go
give a
in with the
shit.
confidence of like whatever, like it's gonna come out good.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even just the fucking confidence thing, dude. It's just you just.
Well, that and you're also just an immensely talented musician.
I don't know. I don't know.
Should we kill him and take his power?
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Don't
How
do
long
that.
have you been drumming for now?
Dude, well, in a
'Cause-
band, like just jam, like I started playing drums like probably like senior year, but that was just with like jamming with people. But
That was with like James, right?
yeah, that was with James and well, originally Ariel was
The drummer. That's why
Yeah.
I always never thought of you as the drummer because Ariel did the drumming for Temple, right?
yeah. So
Didn't
I mean,
he jump on bass or no? You were playing bass.
I was playing bass at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was playing bass, and then on a few things that we just fucked around with, I was supposed to be the vocalist.
Right, because James is a really fucking good guitarist.
Yeah, and he's not much of a fucking. I mean, he wouldn't really consider himself that much of a front man. I think he could, but I don't know. But anyways,
Yeah.
So the original lineup was me on bass, and doing vocals, and James was the guitar player, and Ariel was the drums. And the drum kit that we got, we ended up going half, and we threw in like $50 each, and like we bought it off of Angela because it was her mom's at the time, and I think she just wanted to fucking just to get rid of it just because she wanted like beer money or whatever. So
Yeah.
we're just like, so we bought it off of her, and it was a fucking I mean, it wasn't like shitty or anything, but there was like some rust buildup and everything. But we got some cymbals. and-
Oh, so back to the subject of me apologizing for long time comings. Your drum kit that got left at my house.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That wasn't me that fucked that up.
Oh, I
want you to
know,
that.
dude. Don't worry about that. I mean, it's water under the
I
bridge,
remember
but-
when you came to get it, and you were just like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, guys?"
Yeah, well, no, because at that time, like I had, that whole time I was just like, fuck, I need to get it. I just didn't, and
Yeah, my brother really trashed that thing.
oh yeah, no, don't worry about it, dude. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I just kind of blew it up in my head a little bit too much, just because I just wanted to drum so much. Because
Well, I
at
mean,
that time, like it
It's
was
still.
just.
You didn't even blow it up though. That's still fucked up for us to keep your drum kit and then like fuck it up in the meantime while it's at our house the entire time.
Yeah,
It's
but
still a really shitty thing to do.
it's whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it. I mean, So you know what? So I guess that just makes us even then.
Yeah, we're even.
I
You
don't-
called out one shift. I ruined.
Yeah.
My family ruined a drum kit.
Yeah. So that's
All right, man.
that's even in my
We're
book.
on even grounds, bud.
Yeah. but yeah, I like for drumming, I mean, so when it came to like jamming, you know, I just started just fucking around when Ariel wasn't home,
Right.
and yeah, so that's where I got most of it. But like when it came to like me, like how I first started, honestly, like I mean, I'm sure all you remember a little game called Rock Band.
Right.
That's
that's everyone's first exposure.
Yeah, or no, actually before that, you remember that? Okay, you know, remember that big ass like MTV drumming game that you would see at like arcades and shit.
Right.
It was that, and then there was another random Japanese fucking drum game.
I know what you're talking about.
They had it at this golf land in Milpitas,
Where like the little lines would come down.
Yeah. So it was almost like, you know, kind of like the you know, like Rock Band, where like instead of like the big notes from Guitar Hero, where it was like circular, there were like really thin lines. Yeah, so you had to be a little bit more.
It was like Dance Dance Revolution, but for drums.
Exactly. Yeah. So you had to be a little bit more accurate with your
right.
You know, with the shit that you were playing.
Yeah.
And I remember being a little kid, and I just fucking I gravitated more towards the drums than I did, you know, the guitar, because I mean, you know, I was always like, you know, physical, like I always like moving around and everything, so like just drumming to me just I guess just kind of came natural. And like when it came to like playing Rock Band, you know, like my mom bought me like the whole set where, you know, with the guitars, with the fucking drum kit and everything, and that's really how I learned. That's how I got my rhythm down. Really, I would just fuck around and I just piss my mom off because like you know, she would just be at home just trying to relax, and all you'd hear was just like you know, just fucking making a ruckus. And
I'm
like,
playing Maps again by the
yeah, exactly. And like, you know, when it was time for me to like actually want to start getting my own drum kit, like she didn't. I mean, of course she was like, no, fuck you, like you're not fucking playing that in my house. You know, she did. I mean, she was really cool though. Like my mom's been really like supportive with like my music and everything.
Right.
So she did end up getting me an electric drum kit.
I remember that.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Like that was really good on her.
I like electric kits. One of the friends I hang out with has one in his jam room, so I fuck around on that. And then 4th of July yesterday, Tara's uncle has an electric kit that I was fucking around on.
Yeah, and matter of fact, fucking Leviathan, the black metal artist. All of his albums except for I think his latest one. All of that was made using an electric drum kit.
Shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
And it's all him, right?
It's all him. Yeah, he does everything.
Did I hear something about him like murdering someone, or is that?
No, I don't think. No. That was. I think that was somebody else. Yeah, black metal's fucking. I mean,
brutal.
No,
Some
but
wild
he
shit that goes on.
he did have a pretty fucked up life though. Like his I think his fiance, like from way back, like she had like terminal like brain cancer or something like that, and she ended up committing suicide. And like you know, he had attempted suicide a few times, but like he had, you know, obviously lived past that. But he actually he's actually married to the chick from this band called Dark Castle. Have you heard about him?
I've heard him, yeah.
Yeah, so like she's a badass fucking front woman. She's like you know, it's just like a 2-piece sort of like a doom metal band. And they actually have a kid together.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like, you know, I follow both of them on Instagram, and they're fucking...
I remember you showed me Leviathan back in the day, and that was like one of my first intros to like black metal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because like I always knew what black metal was, just never listened to it.
Right, yeah. No, black metal's the fucking... Because I love it, dude.
Everyone's heard of fucking Mayhem.
Yeah, everyone knows Mayhem. Everyone knows fucking Gorgoroth. Everyone knows fucking, you know...
All that stuff.
All that shit. But like, you know, I just slowly gained an appreciation for it just because I mean... as fucked up and like dark and like I mean, there's some black metal that just sounds like complete fucking shit to me.
Sometimes
I think originally that was sort of the point, you know, especially during the second wave Norwegian black metal. Like the whole point was just to go like completely like non-conformist, like totally non-commercial, so they wanted the worst possible fucking sound.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, I mean, it's a very technical style of music to play, especially as a drummer.
Yeah,
especially as a drummer, because you know
it's
there's
just blast beats.
It's a lot of intense blast beats, but it may sound just like a bunch of like fucking just
nonsense.
Yeah, just retarded. But it's if you really study the music,
right?
It's very
there.
Technical. It's you see the fucking genius of it. You're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like, you know. But I don't know. But again, it's obviously not for everyone, and I think that's the point,
right?
You know.
Me and you have always me and you more than anyone else I know have always been kind of on the same page about metal. I think
yeah,
our metal tastes are like really in line with each other.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, Leviathan's really fucking good. He has that one album where like each song had its own art for it. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't fucking remember the name of it.
Is
anymore.
it? I don't have the thing in front of me.
It's one of them where like one of the songs opens up with a quote from one of those shows. Let me look it up. But it was so fucking good. I remember listening to it a bunch.
Is
back
it the
in
one?
day.
Is it the one with the? It's like one of his more colorful.
Yeah, this one. The one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one.
Oh, Scar-Sighted. That's
Scar-Sighted.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, that one. My personal favorite from his though is 10th Sub-Level of Suicide. That was the one that fucking really got into it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
Oh, yeah, you're
fucking
playing
dipshit.
I never pressed play.
No, it's-
that was weird. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's a great album though. He's
Yeah.
a great artist. But anyways,
Yeah, I've been kind of going through a phase where I listen to a bunch of like underground, like either like thrash doom or black metal lately. I started listening to fucking Death Haven a bunch.
oh, Death Heaven.
Yeah, or Death Heaven. I always say Haven for some reason.
Yeah, no, that's another good band too.
Right.
But that's a band that throws a lot of people off though, just because they're
There's a lot of hate for him. I've noticed.
yeah, it's because fucking black metal or just metal in general is a very
I don't want to say elitist, but
no, it can be.
yeah,
It definitely can be, especially with the more extreme metal like
Right.
black metal, thrash metal, death metal.
I think everything gets to that point when you look deep enough with those people.
Yeah.
They get a certain stigma about
Yeah.
how it should be.
But I mean, honestly, like you kind of have to appreciate that shit at the same time too, because it is its own fucking thing. Like they do have an
Right.
image that they need to
Uphold.
yeah. I mean, because without it, I mean, what the fuck would it be? I mean,
Yeah.
because I mean, to the I don't know.
I was thinking about it when I was listening to Sunbather because that's a great album. I also like their single that came out, Black Brick.
That's
It's
honestly,
like almost thrashy.
yeah. I mean, because the last one that came out, it was more just,
New Bermuda.
yeah.
or,
No. It was
Oh,
the one after that. It was
Human Corrupt Love or whatever.
Yeah, the one with with Honeycomb and everything.
Right.
That was more just like they ventured a little bit too far off from the whole metal thing. The only thing that made it more clear that it was metal was just the vocals.
Right.
I mean, it's literally
Yeah, 'cause,
it's
like in Honeycomb, he brings out like a fucking tambourine at one
yeah,
point.
yeah. They got way too experimental with it. I mean,
Right.
and good on them. I mean, they're trying new shit out. But
Honeycomb is absolutely the best song on that album.
yeah, but it's essentially just fucking shoegaze with black metal screaming. But
Right.
but the vocals aren't even good. It's like if I were to stand at the end of this fucking at the room right here, just being like. Just like
Reverb
and then just having like reverb fucking like twangy guitars.
You know what
and
I've noticed when
that's all it
when I
was.
listen to how their chord progressions work on guitar, it sounds like Smashing Pumpkin chord progressions. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's I mean they're honestly one of the more technical like
Right.
black metal bands in my opinion. I mean they're good. They just throw everybody off just because they do have
It's
that,
different.
yeah, it's different. I mean they're testing the waters, which is
Alternative black metal.
it wouldn't even say that. It's more like black gaze or like
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that's the
Yeah,
whole thing.
it's-
Like shoegaze metal
like
or shoegaze black metal
It's post black metal.
or post black metal. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
but again, that would as elitist as a lot of especially black metal fucking fans are. I mean, obviously they're gonna get a lot of hate, but
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I mean, if the music's fucking good, I
Yeah.
like it. I don't like fucking.
If I
you know,
like the
putting a
music-
label on anything,
Right.
you know.
I got tired of the whole you have to identify with a certain way, or you have to look a certain way, or you have to act a certain way if you like a specific genre of music.
Mm.
Like it's fucking boring.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I don't really like the whole the whole punk or like metal purists around here too. Like especially like especially in San Jose and like or even Oakland, San Francisco. What pisses me off about punks and like metalheads in particular is that like they're trying to come off as just like, oh yeah, we're non-conformists, man, like we're not fucking conforming to anybody,
but we're conforming to this image.
yeah, but they all fucking dress alike, like
Yeah.
they all
Right.
try to fucking make themselves off like they're all individuals and they're all this and
Well,
all that.
isn't that the whole the issue with anarchist, right? Is that you all want to like fuck the system and not be organized, and you're all organized to do it.
Yeah, so it's like they're contradicting themselves, so it's
Right.
fucking stupid. But like,
Love the music though.
yeah, the music's fucking great. I mean, the things that they that they speak about in the lyrics and just the it's cool. Like I like it, but again, it's just there's a lot of fucking idiots that
Right.
go really hard for that shit, and it's
Yeah. as
whatever.
in like the past few years, I've really identified with music that I can't like pinpoint to one genre anymore.
Right, yeah.
Like if a band surprises me and I'm like, someone's like, oh, like explain them. Like I don't know how to explain this
Yeah.
band to you. Like
Yeah.
that's perfect.
And that's why I like fucking Death Heaven so much, is
Right.
because, you know, especially with me, like, I mean, because I'm, you know, I listen to all fucking kinds of music.
Right.
And, you know, I have an appreciation for a lot of shit. So I mean, if it was up to me, yeah, I mean, I would want to experiment with different
Right.
sounds and just do, you know, stuff like that. And me, like, you know, I don't necessarily like, you know, leave the house, you know, every day dressed in like fucking leather and like,
Right, right.
you know, even
Yeah.
though
Brandon.
that's primarily what I fucking listen to.
Brandon has a fucking uniform at this point of just.
Oh yeah, he's got the fucking patch fucking
Dickies
jacket
and the
all
denim
that.
jacket.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we do kind of have our own little uniform for the band. We're always, you know, it always has to be black, fucking, you know, either Dickies or fucking a white
Tank
or black
top.
tee. Yeah,
yeah,
tank top or a
Tristan always has a
t-shirt.
white shirt on.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I
But
feel like when some folks see my jacket that are into like jackets and shit, and they like, oh, jacket, and then they see the patches, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
because
I
it's
get-
so fucking like all this
so
shit. Because like
dumb.
you would usually, because like, you know, you would go to a show and then like you would see, you know, somebody, you know, so he has like a
A back
Say-
patch.
yeah, he has like a back patch that's like, you know, he'll have like a battery back, you know,
Yeah.
Right,
patch
right.
or something, and then, you know, you'll see like, okay, so you'll see this guy and you'll have like all these, you know, different black metal fucking, you know, patches, and you're like, okay, this guy's a fucking black metal fan.
Yeah.
Or you'll see a guy, you know, with a fucking
Slayer,
yeah, with like
Iron
Slayer,
Maiden,
yeah,
and-
Slayer,
yeah.
Iron, and then it's like, okay, this guy listens to thrash, power metal, and like
Right.
all that
you,
shit.
You can tell because a lot of the time they like organize it around that specific style. Of music.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
like if I made a back patch, my shit's so all over the place.
Yeah, like, you know, like I remember when I first got my first patch jacket, like I had that sleep one right here.
Right.
Mhm.
Like I had the sleep fucking a Holy Mountain patch right in the back, and then I had like a Pink Floyd over here.
Right.
I had like a Dimmu Borgir fucking patch over here, and then I had a fucking Metallica one, and
Right.
like, you know, all that. So it was just all over the place.
That's how it was. I have patches. I just never made the jacket. I have like I Hate God, Sepultura, Tool, Red Fang.
Yeah.
Just like all over the fucking place.
Yeah, yeah, but like to you, it's, you know, that just shows like, okay, so this guy like is pretty, you know, well versed with
Right.
his different styles.
But
of
I guess
genre.
like
But
if-
with other people, you'd be like, oh, this guy, like, what the fuck? This
Right.
guy's a fucking poser. Like,
guy's not legit.
yeah, so it's
Right.
like fucking.
I guess
Yeah.
if I had to put it one way, my back patch would be fucking When the Kite Dream Pops by Acid Bath, which
Oh,
in itself
yeah.
is like all over the place.
Yeah, but that's that's another great fucking band though too.
Yeah.
Acid bath.
They're absolutely one of my
I
favorites.
Mine
have
too.
fuck, what is it? Pagan Terror Tactics.
Yeah.
I have a small patch of
It's such
theirs.
fucking great artwork for that
oh
one
my
too.
god, dude!
So fucking good.
It was who was the doctor who fucking yeah. That was,
Were you gonna say the Doctor?
the doctor who did all the art.
Oh, I don't know. Doctor.
For the second one, I think he was known as Doctor Death.
But
He was a doctor who was trying to like push assisted suicide, or like if you wanted to do assisted suicide, you go to him. But like he did the painting of Jesus and the Easter bunnies and
yeah.
shit, and then John Wayne Gacy did their first one.
Yeah, with
the
Pogo
John
the
Wayne
Clown.
game. Yeah.
Fuck.
That
dude.
album's so fucking good.
I know.
Dude, fucking Tara showed me that.
Tara showed you Acid Bath?
Yeah, Tara posted like their live performance of like Dope Fiend, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh,
Because
is
I've
that-
always seen it.
Was that the one where they're in like a warehouse in New Orleans?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the camera's like pointing down at them from like
Right.
the second. Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
that's
Dax always
great.
has his hand in his pocket.
Yeah, yeah. It's just fucking looking like a fucking
Yeah.
redneck emo.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
love it.
He's
band.
great. Yeah, their performance of the Blue was fucking.
Oof.
It was great in that one. Yeah,
Yeah, that whole album from start to finish is pretty fucking
it's
solid.
fucking amazing. It's a masterpiece.
I feel like if you can tolerate that heavy style, you would like Acid Bath. Like
Right.
you don't have to be a fan of that style of music, but the album is different enough that you can enjoy parts of
Right.
it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just fucking good. It's good writing,
Mm-hmm.
good performing, good everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dax Riggs is certainly unique with his fucking lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, did you want to go
Thank-
back to those topics?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna talk about some topics, Brandon?
Topics.
Lay it on me, man.
So I didn't actually watch this video. the one you sent me, because I was gonna do it on here, but
You should. Okay, this is the topic of transgender athletes, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very
Um,
interesting.
I emailed it to you if you want to like pull it up on your computer. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
do that.
I mean, that one in particular, I think it's
Emailed it just now.
it's pretty.
I emailed it before.
I don't remember how long the length is for that particular video, but yeah, basically, so recently there was a bill that's been passed in a few different states allowing transgender or high school student athletes to compete in the the sport, I guess,
Right.
gender or whatever, or for the gender that they identify as. So this actually first got brought up to my attention a few years ago, where in Texas there was a boy who was I'm sorry, Brandon,
No, you're
playing
good.
footsies with you, who identified as a female, and this was in wrestling too.
Yeah, I was
And
supposed
with-
to say he was the wrestling one,
Yeah,
right?
the wrestling one. Yeah, so
And he just manhandled
yeah,
everyone.
Yeah, and so I mean, because I wrestled in high school too,
Right.
and the thing is, like, it's a fucking hard sport, dude, and people take that shit really fucking seriously. Like, there's, I mean, boys and girls who have been wrestling since they were toddlers,
You're right.
and
You were wrestling since a really young age, right?
no, I started wrestling when I was like, well, compared to like the elite
right.
wrestlers that like are like winning state and everything. I mean, seldom does anyone like go to that level, and only been wrestling for like a few years.
There
Right.
was a few kids who we went to school with who were like state champions and who were wrestling since they were kids.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
JoJo.
Yeah, he came from a pretty hardcore wrestling family. Like
Right.
his dad was all, but yeah, he was one where he was wrestling at a really young age. My girlfriend at the time's family, they came from a lineage of high school wrestlers where
Right.
like the whole family were basically like state placers. Like the Palomino family was fucking.
Right.
They're up there. Like they're literally in the California
Like
Wrestling Hall of Fame when it
Right,
comes to like
right.
high school and all that. So I think her dad actually recently got inducted. A few years ago he got inducted. But anyways, but yeah, like I mean, with a serious sport like wrestling, especially in Texas, which is
Right.
another pretty competitive fucking.
And Texas is
state.
the most competitive state for sports.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially with wrestling. I mean, it's always like the Midwest states. It's like Oklahoma, Texas,
I heard-
California is a big one too.
I heard Nevada's pretty serious too.
I don't know about Nevada. Well, yeah, I mean, there's some pretty good tournaments that hold Nevada. I don't know what their stance is in terms of like what rank they are with this out of 50 states.
Right.
But anyways, fucking, I mean, going off. But yeah, there was this this kid who he was born a male, or she was born a male.
It was transitioning.
And was transitioning into a female, and she she identified as a female, and she was
Right.
competing as a female in the Texas wrestling state championships. She ended up going all the way, and she won. And there was a video that was posted where
is that the one you sent us?
no.
Oh,
This
okay.
is one with track and field.
Oh.
So the whole issue with this, right, is that obviously people who are born male and they compete in their
Wait, did
they-
you want to finish the story about the?
Oh yeah.
wrestler? Sorry.
So anyways,
Didn't
how
mean
this
to-
got brought up to my attention was that there was a video that was posted about this, this transgender person that, it showed the match where she won like the whole
Right,
thing, like
right.
she won the Texas state championship,
The final match.
Yeah, as a female, and which. I mean, to anyone, it would be a fucking glorious thing, like you fucking win, and it's like, yes, I fucking did it, because
The grand
it's such
final,
a
yeah.
fucking hard
You
sport,
reached
dude.
the pinnacle.
You reach the fucking pinnacle.
Yeah.
As a high school athlete, that's a huge fucking deal.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so fucking hard. And this was just totally fucking, I mean, I kind of feel bad for her, but I mean, just given the circumstances and everything, but
Don't tell me they were like booing her.
oh, dude, they were booing the shit out of her.
Fuck.
Yeah, they were booing the shit out of her, dude. And it sucks, because I mean, but here's the thing.
So her entire time on the way like on that path. They knew her.
They knew that she was
Oh, absolutely.
male.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Well, you
like,
can see the dick between her legs.
yeah. Seriously, you could see everything.
Why you looking, Alex?
Have you ever seen anyone wrestle in a fucking?
Yeah, you see that bulge, dude.
Is it unitard? Is that the word I'm looking
Singlet.
for?
You can't
Singlet,
say tard,
right.
dog.
It's called a singlet.
You can't say tard.
Yeah, but
I'm just kidding, Alex. I love you. Anyways, go on.
yeah, but anyways, there's just this thing where
Wait, sorry. I'm going to interrupt you just for a second. There is a rule that if you get a boner, you are disqualified,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah. There's all. I've seen people get disqualified for getting boners. I've seen people get disqualified for sticking a thumb up somebody's ass.
That's a
Right.
common thing, though.
That is a very common thing. I've actually had that happen to me one time.
Yeah.
And
And then I beat him up because I got hard and I didn't want to be a gay. Wait, so in theory, because like if the judge or the ref does not see it, then it's good, right?
yeah, it's fine. So if you have a little peen, then it's all good.
So you could like mid pin or mid like mount, like grab the junk a little bit, just enough to get your
blood flowing.
To get your opponent hard, and then you like get off the mount and you like, look, ref, he's hard. Little does the ref know that you just jerked off your opponent and you win the match. Like
Right.
that could happen.
I
right?
don't think
that's
Okay, so imagine this. Right?
I'm gonna start wrestling.
You're on a mat in the middle of a gym.
Right.
People are everywhere around you, just watching.
I can perform
you-
under pressure.
You gonna
Alex.
grab
I'm
that
good.
dick in front of everyone?
I'm gonna put something on it. I'm gonna rub swords with
You're
this man.
telling me your entire family's there. Your dad's watching it. He's trying to live vicariously through you, and you're gonna grab that kid's dick.
Well, my dad grabbed my dick, so what's the big idea?
God damn it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Was your mom the ref, or?
I didn't see it. It's all good, Brandon. Why you crying? Why you crying?
Jesus.
Nah. But sorry. So
yeah. Well,
we were at her being booed.
Yeah. So that was when this was brought to my attention. This was at least maybe
It was a few
and a
years
half
ago,
years
yeah.
ago, maybe 3 years ago. And the whole issue with this is that with the video that I sent you, this took place in Connecticut, but this was a track and field, right? So wrestling, completely different thing, but it's still, at the end of the day, like, I mean, this isn't fucking ping pong or anything where
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I'm saying?
It's your actual body.
Yeah, like
competing.
it's
for
and you gotta exert a lot of physical fucking energy,
Yeah.
Right.
and you gotta.
Okay, just naturally saying, just right. Males are built bigger,
Right.
and more physically.
How dare you? How
denser
fucking dare you?
Yeah,
denser bones.
Yeah, denser bones,
bigger muscle mass.
bigger muscle mass.
I can't believe you guys.
We actually build muscle in different places too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, men are generally more upper body strength. Well, I mean,
Right, right.
I mean, depending on what style that you're doing. I mean,
Right,
but generally, yeah. I mean, again, generally speaking. I mean, I'm
How
sure
dare
there's
you
there's
generalize.
tons of women out there that could fucking either outrun me or kick the living shit out of me.
A majority of women could outrun me.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
but again, when it comes to elite athletes competing against each other at the highest level possible,
It makes a difference.
it makes a difference. And obviously, I mean, generally speaking, a man is usually gonna top
Outperform.
is gonna outperform an elite.
Like, I think
You
there
know?
was a Serena Williams quote where she was saying, it was either a quote or she would practice against like college
Like
Male tennis players.
mediocre fucking.
to warm up, but she
Right.
would lose. And I think she was asked, like, would you want to play against like the top males?
No,
of
and she said no.
Yeah, she was like, I would get fucking wrecked. No.
Yeah, and then she got a lot of shit for saying that, right?
I don't know
Which
fucking
is
why
which
you
is
would.
insane because
Yeah.
she's like the best women's tennis player, or at least one of the most popular.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Even though she did recently lose to,
Yeah.
I think, a 15-year-old or something like that.
Should I play this?
If you want, yeah, sure.
You know
But
what?
essentially, but
Let
okay,
me,
but
let me
just,
go to the bathroom first.
yeah,
okay.
But basically, the backstory to this one is there's a bill that recently got passed in the state of Connecticut where, I mean, again, that any athlete that identifies as that gender can compete as their preferred gender, right? So there's a one student athlete, a girl, who was competing in track and field. And, she was training her whole life, just dedicated her entire life to just track and field, right?
Right.
And she was winning awards and she was very successful. Then after this bill got passed, there was, she started noticing that there is a lot of these athletes who were transgender, and they're born male competing as females, and they were just blowing all these natural born women out of the fucking water. Like they would win like by significant amounts of time, right? And it was pissing a lot of people off. But the people who were speaking out on this, obviously, in today's political climate, all they would get was just
sexist, transphobic, shut the fuck up.
They were getting all this fucking hate. So it got to the point where, nobody was doing anything about it. And so, when she would compete in these tournaments or these meets, people were looking in. It got to the point where she had to look to see if these particular athletes were going to compete. And if they were, there was just no point in fucking doing it, because you knew that, what was the point? You knew that she was either going to be coming in second. Like, it was a guarantee that you're going to be in second or third. There was just not a fucking fair chance.
Yeah.
So
why even try?
Yeah, exactly. And, especially for someone who's been doing that since a little kid.
Right.
It's
and
her
what you
mom
devoted your life to.
Yeah, and her mom was an Olympic athlete, I think, too. So it was in her blood to be doing all this. So,
Right.
So there's a lot of family pride that goes into this shit too. So she decided to finally speak up on all this, and just speak her mind about the whole issue. Yeah. So you could go ahead and play it right now.
All right.
3-minute
clip. I hope it sounds good through the mic. I'm just gonna hold.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
Selena Soule won't be competing in the 55-meter dash. She was edged out of the top 6 spots in part by 2 transgender runners.
Selena.
They're fucking moving too.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, I have. I have been labeled as transphobic, and I have been labeled as a sore loser, and that I should just try harder and train faster. And I do that, but there's no way I can be physically competitive with someone who is a male. At the Connecticut State Open meet in the indoor season, I was participating in the 55-meter race. You had to qualify from your class meet in, and I qualified in 8th place, and in the preliminary round, I ran close to my personal best, only 100th of a second off of my best, and I came in 8th place, and top 7 qualified for the final, and the top 6 advanced to the New England regional meet. And because there were 2 transgender athletes, that bumped me down to 8th place, and if they weren't there, then I would have been the 6th girl. I would have been ensured a spot in the finals, and I could have gained a higher placement and qualified for the New England meet. It's extremely intimidating and frustrating being forced to compete against someone who's biologically a male. It's scientifically proven that they are bigger and stronger than women, as they have more muscle mass and they have bigger organs. And it's just not a fair contest having a woman compete against a man, because no matter how hard she tries and how much work she puts in practice, the male will always beat her. When we are all at the start line, we all know that these 2 athletes are going to win. And it should be that the girls are fighting for 1st and 2nd place versus fighting for 3rd and 4th place.
Oh, can you pause it real quick?
Because
why are they playing Death Cab for Cutie in the background? Why does it sound like Death Cab? It sounds like it.
Okay. But still, and there's going to be a lot of fucking hate from this girl, because obviously she wasn't, it's not like she was getting 1st place even if she was competing against all women. Yeah, sure.
But she does make a point.
She does make a pretty valid point, and at least in my opinion. But
it would suck so much to go to the sporting event you're devoting all your time to, and then there being 2 transgender people and just immediately knowing fuck.
Right.
Yeah. And again, look, and I'm all for trans rights and everything. If you
I am too.
Yeah, be who you want to be, dude. If it makes you happy, yeah, go for it.
It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form am I a transphobe at all. And not to say that I never was. Growing up, we grew up in a pretty, in a time where, homophobia and transphobia, it was funny. That was part of the whole thing. It was just, but. And that was only because obviously I didn't have a lot of life experiences at the time, and I didn't,
right.
I just
young
didn't
and
have,
dumb.
Yeah,
you don't understand.
Yeah, you don't understand, right?
Yeah.
And growing up and meeting a lot of these people, and a lot of them are my close a lot of them are close friends.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like a lot of them are really good friends of mine, and so I get it. You know, it's but as an athlete, you know, I know the amount of time and
Effort.
and everything that you need to like, you got to really take it seriously in order to get to that elite level. So yeah, again, like I could just, I'm all for trans rights, I'm all for everything, but just when it comes to
Sports.
competitive sports and everything, and it's just, I don't know.
Well, and
And another thing too, actually, Joe Rogan talked about this not too long ago.
yeah,
There was a transphobic athlete. Yeah, those exist, I'm sure.
oh,
But
absolutely.
but
transgender.
there was a
UFC fighter,
there was
right?
well, not a UFC fighter, but an MMA fighter
Oh, okay.
who was just beating the
holy
Whooping
hell.
women,
the holy
right?
the fucking shit out of this woman, to where this one particular one ended up fucking one chick up pretty fucking bad. Like she
Like hospitalized.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
no.
yeah. So she fucked up her eye socket, like completely broke it, gave her like some kind of skull fracture or something like that.
Basically, almost ripped her fucking eye out.
Basically fucked her up, like to the fucking, just completely fucked her up. And you fucking, you see this chicken. Yeah, you could tell this is a fucking man who's getting into a ring with a woman
Yeah.
Right.
and just beating the ever living shit out of her.
So my whole thing is like, right, if you want to identify, or if that's how you feel as a person, that's completely understandable. Your body doesn't do that, though.
Right.
Your body's still going to have the advantages of being a male in the beginning.
Yeah, and this isn't fucking competitive chess. Like, this isn't fucking like co-ed fucking.
Right, to where those things aren't a factor.
The body matters.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
physical sports.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's all that matters.
Yeah, and it has not. I mean, again, like, you could even the playing field with a lot of different, competitive sports when it comes to like men and women, but yeah, with physical sports where you do need your body, and the physical is an essential part
Right.
to this.
And I'm
It's
sure people
hard.
have the counter argument like, well, why don't you do like groundwork, or why don't you try to like outsmart them or whatever? But like,
Yeah.
when you get punched like that, and by someone who you're not used to getting punched that hard by,
Right.
There's
I'm
only
sure
so
it's
much
like,
you can do.
Yeah.
right. What's that quote where it's like everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Who said that? That wasn't Tyson, was it?
No,
No.
it was
I think it was like Muhammad Ali.
it was something like that. Yeah. But another thing too is that she mentioned in another video that that's just a shortened video of one that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
These people were like, before they made that transition, they were competing as males, and they were mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't even
Right.
placing. They were like very low level athletes compared to a lot of the elite
And then they,
athletes that they were competing against.
Then they play on the other side.
And then they transition into women, and then all of a sudden they're fucking.
Well, that's
they're some
like-
of the best in the state.
that was the MMA fighter
Yeah, exactly.
when she was a male.
Yeah, like she was
She
barely
wasn't-
even ranked.
And then she goes
And
into
just
the female
annihilates.
And just
molly whops everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
You know what I think touched on this really well that nobody talks about? Joanna Man.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I fucking love that
But
movie.
that's basically what this is talking about. Is that a male acts as a woman, and then it's just so easy.
Yeah.
Because the
Right.
physical capabilities are different.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like break this down, the philosophy behind like what made this acceptable to have people compete in
Right.
the different gendered side of the sports. Fuck, I'm trying to collect my thoughts.
But I mean, these bills are being written by people who obviously have never fucking competed at that level at all,
the big one,
or at least don't appreciate that.
the
you know?
big one that is affecting colleges is Title IX. And I have it pulled up right here, and what it says is, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. And I feel like this has kind of become the standard in schools, and it's spreading to different sports places. So that's why the UFC is like expected to accommodate the same ways, and that's why you see it, in that arena.
But it's
So you see this now and not 5 or 10 years earlier, and I would venture to say there is a shift in ideas about biology.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember hearing a lot in the last year, and currently, I don't hear it as much now because I think it's been said enough to where the idea is out there, so we all should know that it's there.
Right.
Is that there's no difference between a male and a woman. And what confuses me is if there's no difference, why are they separated in sports? When you have a transgender person go into the side of the sport that they weren't playing in and they're dominating, that proves that there's a difference.
Right.
Well, I think the other thing is they don't do unisex sports.
Well, yeah.
Or if they are,
I mean, those they do exist,
but they aren't.
But
they
on
aren't
a
held.
on
They
a
aren't held to the
professional
same
level,
level.
But I
I don't want to
where
say
that
they're not
idea
taken seriously, but
what
I want to say like unisex sports. I don't want to say unisex sports aren't taken seriously, but it's not held to the same standard.
yeah,
Right.
that definitely, yeah.
So there's this idea that some hold that males and females biologically aren't different, and I think the insinuation behind that claim is that if there were a difference, one is lesser than the other, and that's why
They
that's
go
that.
around it. Yeah.
Well, that's why folks are bashed for saying that no, there is a difference, because in their mind you're saying if there's a difference, then you're saying one is lesser.
Right.
When there's just fucking differences.
Yeah.
There's flat out differences. That's why one can give birth and one can't. That's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
If one can give birth and one can't, that does not mean they're the same. They're the same. They have the same intrinsic value as in they're human,
Right.
and they have basic rights.
Right.
That's, I think we can all agree that if you're human and you're alive, you got some fucking rights.
Right. Of course.
But if you have biological differences, that's just the way it fucking is.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to the people, like that girl who ran track her entire fucking life, to come in and like her records are just being fucking shat on because you got someone who was stuck in a male body for 30 years or less or more, and like,
or in this case, like 16, 17 years,
and their muscles have been pumped with fucking testosterone.
Yeah, all the way up until that point.
And like,
and some of them aren't even like
doing the hormone stuff?
Yeah, they're not. A lot of them
Really?
aren't. Yeah, some of them aren't even doing the hormone therapy. Some of them are just they're just identifying as
Christ.
or yeah. I mean, I'm sure some are too.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, I mean, with all those years of developing just how your body works.
Yeah.
I mean, you still at the end of the day have an unfair advantage.
I don't know how I would think if I was in a transgender athlete's position, but right now I'd think like, you know what? I wouldn't want to compete against like cisgendered females because that's fucking unfair.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But and I also don't think a lot of them are like, well, you know, I suck as a male, but if I went to a female,
I don't think that's
no,
the
and
intent.
that's yeah.
But I mean, you never know.
I think another thing might be also is that people that are transitioning, they're not welcomed in their own gender related sports. So like, if you're transitioning to a female and you try and play in a man's sport, it might be like an issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they might try and switch because of that as well.
I was thinking too that you could have another class, like a transgender athlete class, but I don't think the pool of athletes
would be big enough.
There'd be a lot of people who would have a problem with that
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Just a lot, especially the people
because
who are involved in like the social justice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It just wouldn't work. But fuck, it's
tough, man. I mean, it's
like I think there's also a case with weightlifting, like the records for females are just being fucking blasted up because
that was another thing that I read too. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's yeah. There's like a sect of feminists who are against shit like this because
I was just thinking that too. Like, what the fuck are the feminists thinking about all this shit? Because you would think, because gays and at least people who are part of the LGBT community.
Mm-hmm.
And feminists, like you would think a lot of them were,
be on the same side.
Yeah, in terms of like the social justice and all that, like they're considered allies, like they would consider themselves allies. But when it comes to certain things like this, and you could even look at the whole incident with what's her name? The Kardashian. Or not the Kardashian?
I'm blanking.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Now it's Caitlyn
Jenner, where she won the Woman of the Year award within not even a year of making it official.
Oh no, it was like a
right.
few months after.
A few months after, yeah. And dude, you know how many fucking feminists were pissed off at that? Where even like somebody who was born a man is considered a better.
Woman of the Year
is considered like
And
one of the best, and getting outvoted to
not even just born a man. We're talking about like someone who won Olympic Games as a man.
Yeah, on the
like
cover. We're talking like cover of fucking Wheaties boxes.
Yeah,
and fucking like a whole generation of kids looked up to this fucking person.
Yeah,
and basically like
we're like he was like a man,
yeah,
like not just like a guy who transitioned.
Yeah.
He was like,
and he was a triathlete too, which is one of the fucking hard. Oh yeah,
oh shit,
dude, like, and that's like one of the hardest fucking dude. This guy was fucking outrunning fucking black dudes. He was fucking like, dude, these motherfuckers was like.
Yeah, he was crazy back in the day.
Yeah, he was
peak.
He was the shit. Like, he was the athlete to look up.
I think someone does a stand-up bit on this, where like they talk about it, and like he was like,
it's you. It's your stand-up bit.
I'm working my material out, everyone. But yeah, it's such a gray area.
It's a fucked up situation because
you don't want to.
Some of them see the issue, some don't see it as an issue, but there's no like solution. There's no practical solution that can be implemented
because
right
it goes one of two ways, right? One is you say no, and then you're denying their rights as a sexuality issue.
Yeah.
Or the other one is you allow them, and then you're fucking all the other people from that gender because of the physical differences.
Yeah.
So it kind of outweighs which one you want to make the decision for. But I feel like the thing is, if you tell them no, there's a lot of backlash that could come with that. And I think schools allow them to do it because they want to avoid that.
Well, the Title IX.
Right.
Exactly. Because I want to say, okay, the basis of sex. There's a difference between sex and gender now, right? Like the definitions.
Yeah.
And transgenderedness is based on gender.
Right.
What the fuck is sex and gender? I'm so...
Yeah. I mean...
Hold on.
That could just be ignorance on
our part.
But I mean...
Is sex what you're
I remember...
born
But
as?
I honestly remember a time where that... I mean...
It was one
It
and
was
the
interchangeable,
same, right? Yeah.
right?
I want to say, and I'm probably wrong, sex is your
in general terms,
physical organs.
Hold on, I have the thing.
Okay.
In general terms, sex refers to the biological
Yep.
differences between male and females, such
Gender's
as the
the mental.
genitalia and genetic differences. Gender is more difficult to find, but it can refer to the role of a male or female in society, known as gender roles or individual concepts of themselves or gender identity.
But that's still kind of vague, though.
So
yeah.
Well, it makes a distinction between the two because with Title IX it says on the basis of sex, so male and female,
physiological.
So if they're claiming gender, like I identify as female, and I want to compete with the females, that's a gender and it's not sex. So I'm sure one could take a court case and just be like, look, they shouldn't be allowed to compete. But then again, you're going to run into the whole segregation thing, and that's probably not the right way to go. I think there were talks about you determining where one would compete based on the amount of hormones of which kind, where, or they do it based on your chromosomes and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's such a fucking hairy pickle.
You got any extra chromosomes?
No, I sold mine
to the devil.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
What's fucked up is like you can't even really talk about it because then you're just a transphobe.
Right.
You're full of hate and
Yeah.
you're intolerant.
I mean, who knows? I mean, fucking, somebody could hear this shit right now and automatically think that we're fucking transphobic, and that's like, honestly, that's really fucked up. Because I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I like, again, like, I'm all for fucking trans rights. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I'm all
for all rights.
Because
I'm
they
all for
have-
all rights,
Yeah.
exactly.
because
like,
they
you know.
have intrinsic
I'm all for
value
alt-rights.
as a person. Like we're not against that,
Right.
No.
But it's different when you're applying
when it's an advantage.
competitive,
Mhm. If it's an unfair
competitive
advantage.
metrics.
Yeah.
It's
But the patriarchy.
oh fuck it. Dude, I'm trying to think of how to fix it. I just have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I have,
So, I don't know.
guys, we need to fix this issue. We need to fix this. We
Don't
need to
let them
ban
play
against-
sports.
We need to stop all sports. Blow up the NFL.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, and then like speaking of the NFL too, I mean it's kind of fucked up too. Like where the biggest form of female football was when they played in lingerie.
Yeah.
What was
You
that?
know,
That was
the
Those lingerie bowls, right?
yeah, the lingerie football league.
Those chicks were fucking actually tackling
Dude,
each other,
dude,
too.
they were fucking each other up, dude. You see a lot of these like these big hit highlights.
Mhm.
Dude, those chicks, dude, honestly, and that's a shame too, dude, because I would really want to fucking watch that shit too. Female football at a professional, high-paying level.
See
That'd be
how well they
fucking,
can do,
dude.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking sick.
Why hasn't that been a thing now? Do
They do.
females
They
not
do.
wanna-
No, they do. It's just at an amateur level. They don't get
Oh,
paid. I'm
okay.
talking about like on a like those leagues do
National.
exist.
The- the-
I'm talking about like on the same level, if not like almost at the level of
Yeah.
today's NFL.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the thing
You
is,
know?
somebody has to come along and finance that league to start.
Right.
And a lot of people that try and finance leagues go bankrupt.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially nowadays, dude. Like, there's a lot of people that what happened to the there was a new league that came out not too long ago, like right after the Super Bowl. That,
Yeah, it was like the crazy one or whatever.
No, it was the there was two. There was yeah. So, I think it was called the
AFFL or something.
the AFF or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few attempts of starting like new football leagues where they were originally supposed to be like
So
they were supposed to compete with NFL, or they were supposed to be like developmental leagues.
right.
You know, where basically like the minor leagues of football, but
So one of those leagues, I know, one of them is being backed by the guy who runs like the WWE.
oh yeah, the XFL. Yeah, Vince McMahon. That one should be pretty good.
So Vince McMahon was running his league, and the guy who started like the AFFL heard the idea, and he tried to get it out before he could.
Right. So
And
it was
he-
almost like a competitive
And
thing.
he went like bankrupt.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a lot of just financial fuck ups on their part. Yeah, and I honestly feel like it was kind of like a conspiracy to sort of kind of put a monkey wrench in the
Right.
cog of Vince McMahon going through with the XFL, because there was a lot of people that were getting fucked up from this new league that had
Like injuries?
no, well, no, just in terms of like financial
Like
shit.
in investors and shit like that.
Yeah, like, and a lot of these players were they were promised like health benefits. They were promised like all these bonuses.
Didn't get anything.
Didn't get anything because and they were supposed to play. I think it was supposed to be like 8 games or maybe like 10 games a season or something like that. And they ended up fucking pulling the plug on the thing before the season even ended. Like there was no championship game.
God damn.
There was nothing. Like the season didn't even end, and they just pulled the plug. And after all that, like all these all these players who were promised all this money, they didn't get shit. Like they and they were living out of town. They were staying in hotel rooms this whole time.
Right.
And it got to the point where like, oh yeah, you got to pay for your hotel room now.
What?
You got to fucking do all this shit. Yeah. So there was a settlement that was put on this league.
Yeah.
And everything, yeah. But going back to the XFL with Vince McMahon, a lot of people were saying like, oh yeah, this isn't gonna work. Like, this is the original intent was that it's gonna be its own thing and that it was gonna compete with the NFL. But I don't think it's gonna be that.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the best way that it was described to me was that like if you look at soccer, like in America you have MLS, right? Like you have the like you have the MLS,
Right,
you got
right.
like the earthquakes and all that.
Yeah.
But from the soccer as a sport, like as a whole, the MLS isn't really
anything huge.
it's not anything huge. Like it's usually like, to either develop players or it's for players who were in like the bigger leagues like La Liga
to step
or-
down and practice.
yeah,
or-
or like players that were at the end of their careers, but they still wanted to make a little bit
right.
more extra extra money towards the end of their careers without fucking everything up.
It's like AA baseball.
Basically, yeah. Oh, almost.
Right.
So it's I guess you could say that.
When your time's up or you're not playing well enough, they send you down a league.
Yeah. Or there was another soccer league. Like there was La Liga, and then there was another one. Like it was more Europe. I forgot what it was called though. But that's where like Manchester United, fucking you know, all those ones.
The major ones.
Yeah, that's like the NFL of soccer. Like that's like the show. Like
like
players
Arsenal.
Are getting paid, Arsenal, all that shit, where they're getting paid like like millions of dollars.
Fuck.
And you know that's like the place to be. But
I was talking with Josh like a few weeks back, and I realized like there hasn't been a new sport in like fucking decades.
What happened to pro dodgeball?
No, the new sports are esports.
Yeah.
Those are huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing.
And I was thinking like even if you like made a new sport and it got a big, you know, fan base and shit, it'd be hard to get that broadcasted nationally because you have basketball, football, baseball, all the like golf.
Well, all those
tennis,
sports
soccer.
are around before TV started broadcasting.
Like it's embedded in our culture at this point.
So now they have their spots fucking set and dialed in. Like they're not going to give that up for some new sports.
Push in on that market.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So like even if there was a new sport that like took the nation by storm, I really doubt it'd make it. You know?
I saw another one that's trying is I saw a Vice article or Vice video on it, bare knuckle fighting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
I saw some of those free fights on YouTube.
Yeah, it's trying to be a thing.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
cool.
Because they're just trying to get it out of the underground. Because originally bare knuckle fighting was just like a, you know, it was a dirty sport. Not because a lot of gang and mafia activity, like especially out in England.
Bettings.
Yeah, like fucking what's that movie with Brad Pitt?
Snatch.
Yeah, a lot of Snatch type shit.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah, great movie. But yeah, that's where it kind of originated from.
Yeah, but now they're like trying to like make it an actual league and stuff. Yeah. Did you watch the Vice article on it?
I did.
That one dude just knocks him out in one hit.
Yeah,
it was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
apparently that sport is a lot safer than boxing with gloves.
Well, in long-term health, yeah.
Well, yeah.
MMA too.
Yeah.
Because you're not going like round for round, just constantly getting like pawed in the fucking face. Like it's just like one quick hit and you're done.
Well, because in boxing they land 200 hits a fight.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, with boxing, more folks have died in boxing than bare knuckle fighting.
Head injuries and stuff.
Well, yeah, you can kill them with when you don't have gloves. You're less inclined to punch with your full strength. You break your fucking hand.
Right. Right. But that's not that's not saying that it could happen. Also, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
still.
Yeah.
I think in Russia right now they're doing like slapping competitions too that are a big thing.
Don't they like hold the arm like I get some
and they slap the whole fucking hell out of each other.
I've also seen fighting in like full like plated armor like in Russia. Like they put it's like MMA style events where like they have like Muay Thai. It's kind of like K1 where they'll have like one is mixed martial arts and then the next fight is like Muay Thai. The next one is like Sancho or kickboxing. It's the same thing in Russia, only they added like full armor, like sword fighting.
I saw one the other day. I saw a video of one like yesterday where like they're moving towards each other and one dude like just fucking kicks him in the side of the head.
Yeah.
And everybody was like,
in armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, in full armor.
Yeah.
Imagine getting your head wrung and then bouncing in armor.
Oh my god.
While also your brain bouncing in your skull.
Dude, I saw another one where some guy just fucking got like just smashed in the face with a fucking shield, like the edge of a shield.
Ugh.
Just fucking
Russians
dude.
are fucking
They're
crazy.
fucking crazy.
Didn't Russia had that league a long time ago? Remember it was like MMA. It was like 4 teams, and it was like an obstacle course where they'd all fight on it.
Oh, yeah, it's like a King of the Hill type of thing where they got to climb on top, but they were just
people were
getting
getting fucking slammed and shit off.
Hell yeah.
Or there's another one, too, where it was like team fighting. It's the same concept, but it was just in a ring. So, like, it would be like 4 against 4, or like 5 against 5, sometimes 8 against 8.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just, it's basically just like an organized gang fight.
Yeah. That was back in the day of like GTA 4 days, because I remember watching those videos and playing GTA 4.
Yeah, I remember that too. That was
long
fucking
ago.
badass.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we'd like to talk about?
No.
Oh, fucking have you guys heard about the Universal Music Group fire?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they lost like tons of like original fucking
Dude.
recordings,
so,
right?
So that fire was years ago.
And it just came out.
yeah,
Right.
because they were denying like all these were lost for a really long time.
They lost all the masters for like a lot of jazz folks,
Right.
Tom Petty,
A lot of Prince stuff.
Like
was burned.
classic shit,
Dude.
like good shit.
A lot of Elton John stuff was in there from
Yeah.
too.
Well, basically everything was in there.
It makes me
Yeah.
like just think about how you can like lose art.
Right.
Like the fucking cathedral that caught on fire.
Yeah.
In, what was that, France or?
Yeah, the Notre Dame.
Dude, fuck, dude, that's
Yeah.
history, just gone.
Yeah, I mean or fucking. I remember there was a, what was it? It was a museum or something that held a bunch of like architectural findings in Brazil, I think.
Oh shit.
And all that history was lost too. It's basically just fucking a lower level of fucking the
Library of
Alexandria. Exactly. Yeah.
That shit blows my mind too.
I know, dude. Could you imagine?
If we had all that,
Oh my God. Atlantis. We would know everything about the lost city of fucking Atlantis.
there were for sure
I'm just kidding.
civilizations before the ones we think were the first.
Oh yeah.
There's fucking for sure more.
Oh yeah, dude. Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. I mean, they could explain the water erosion in the
Well,
the Sphinx and the fucking
Yeah.
the pyramids.
that was they think it was
A global catastrophe.
yeah, that happened and kind of like reset the globe.
Yeah, I could
'Cause-
see that.
Yeah, they think all like I think that's where all the Great Lakes came from, like because of all the glaciers moved.
Mm-hmm.
So it was either an asteroidal impact or a massive coronal ejection from the sun that fucked us up. That shit scares me because we cannot see that shit coming, dude.
Oh,
it
no.
takes light from the sun 7 minutes to get it to Earth, so we'd be fucked.
You have
Yeah.
7 minutes to prepare.
Which you can't.
All
All electronics are fried.
That's such a short amount of time. Everybody would not know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I wonder if there's radiation from that. Because that would fuck up our ozone layer, our magnetic like field that
Right.
defends us. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Bermuda Triangle.
So I broke
Yeah.
it.
I don't
I
know.
broke it down with Tara because when we were watching Chernobyl, she didn't know what radiation was, and I didn't know how to explain it properly. It's an electromagnetic wave that affects the atoms and things, which is why it causes things to start decaying.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought,
what I read.
thought it was a light wave. Oh wait, no, light is electromagnetic something now.
Right.
Know. But yeah, no, it's just so fucking strong, and we're not built for that.
Invisible death.
Like that's what would go down if we were in space. Like even with our spacesuit, we'd be fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like the moon has enough radiation of some ion or not ion. Anyways, like we can mine that and use that for fuel. No, not eons. It's some,
Tachyons?
It's an ionized element, but you can mine it and use that for fuel.
Auto atomic gold.
Auto atomic gold.
Or is that what it was called?
What the thing?
That fucking fictitious fucking shit that apparently lizard people.
Oh, I don't
Do
know.
Harvest
you
from the
know
world.
about that? That
Oh,
conspiracy.
the lizard Illuminati conspiracy.
Can you fucking explain that? Because I have no idea.
Okay, so they're so from my understanding, again, I could be butchering it, but apparently there's a conspiracy going around that it's this theory that basically these alien lizard people, overlords or whatever,
Wait.
are
Wait.
ready.
Should I take this call?
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon. He doesn't even know how to work the phone.
Hello? Hello?
Interesting.
All right, great. Sorry.
Well,
go
that's
on.
the fourth field phone segment on this show.
I tried.
Yeah, but no, basically there's so there's a theory going around that there's these I don't know if they're aliens or maybe they're fucking lizard people that were already here, but basically they are behind basically every fucked up occurrence that's happening on this earth. They're behind the Illuminati, they're behind the Freemasons, they're behind all this shit. They're basically like running the show, and they're feasting on the energies of all humans, and they're using us basically as a slave race to harvest this. Well, according to one of the greatest minds that the human race has to offer,
ever known.
the great and infamous David Icke. They're using us to basically harvest this thing or this material called atomic gold, which apparently it's a powder that has a fourth dimensional
property to it.
Yeah, so basically if you put enough of this in, it'll like fucking raise your awareness of like different dimensions, and you could basically become immortal. You could go invisible, or you could become invisible at will. You could just basically have all these fucking superpowers, but it's fucking
right.
It's the most fucking retarded shit I've
That
ever heard in my
sounds so
fucking
fucking
life.
insane.
It's ridiculous, and like I don't know. Yeah, if you look into it, it's actually pretty interesting. Oh, sorry.
Right.
But I don't know. It's if it's bullshit, I mean, it's still really fun to read.
You know, talking about David Icke, you know what movie I watched the other day?
What?
A Scanner Darkly.
That's a great fucking movie.
You know who's in that
Keanu
movie?
Reeves?
Who? Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Alex Jones is in that movie for a second.
No
yeah.
shit.
Does he
You
play
know the part
himself?
where Keanu Reeves is walking down the street and the dude's yelling at the signs and the people come and take
That's
him?
him.
That's Alex Jones.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
right. I didn't even fucking
Never
realize
seen
that.
movie.
It's on Amazon right now.
Yeah, it is. So it's
Gotta watch
one of those movies where they filmed it like
and then they cel shaded everything.
yeah. So they
right.
animated
So
basically
good.
all the
Mhm.
It's great. It's one of my favorite Keanu Reeves movies.
Yeah,
though.
me too.
It's fucking great. Robert Downey Jr.'s in it.
Oh,
Woody
nice.
Harrelson.
Winona
Ryder.
Winona Ryder.
Is oh fuck, what's his name? I want to say the dude from Shoot 'Em Up is in it.
Benicio
Paul
del Toro.
Giamatti?
Wait, isn't Benicio del Toro in it?
I don't remember.
I don't think Paul Giamatti's in it.
Oh no, or I'm no. No, I think I'm thinking of somebody else. Somebody who looks like Benicio del Toro is in it.
The one who plays like Frick, the guy who like kills himself.
Yeah. The one where in the opening scene he's like showing
Spoilers.
him like go crazy. He's like fucking scratching all the bugs off of him and shit.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it?
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, well,
He plays his like his tweaker fucking friend.
hmm.
He's like a complete fucking paranoid nut job.
Yep,
and
Alex Jones is the street prophet.
That's so funny.
Bunch of other folks that I don't know. Speaking of Amazon and shit on there, I was recommended to watch a show by my brother. Do you guys you guys know Drive, right?
Yeah.
The dude who made Drive, he also made Only God Forgives. His name is Nicholas. I don't know how to say his middle name. Winding Wren or some shit. Nicholas
Wait, is he the one where people just refer to him at
Winding.
Reffin or whatever?
Yeah, Nick. Yeah. It's the show called Too Old to Die Young with Miles Teller,
Oh, he's the cop.
and he plays a cop.
Yeah.
And he also did Neon Demon, huh?
Yeah. I saw the trailer for that show and it looks fucking bananas.
I am on the second episode, and if you like that artsy style stuff, it almost seems like the films that of his that you watched, they for sure had some sort of producer who was like, hey, you have to like tone down your style. This show feels like it's all his style because it has
Like
those.
they gave him full control.
It has those fucking long takes that are just too long. Like not too long, but they're too long.
Right.
And it just seems like a complete passion project of his. But it's really good if you like that shit.
I like Miles Teller.
Who's fucking in it? One of the Baldwins is in it, and his character.
Alec.
No, who's
He's my favorite Baldwin.
I like the Baldwin from Usual Suspects.
Or the Biodome one.
That's the best Baldwin.
the only Baldwin? It is.
Biodome. What a dumb fucking movie.
Fuck.
You remember that part where they need to make the air filter and they do it with filters from cigarettes?
Oh my fucking god, yeah.
Or are they used?
That movie's so.
They
It's
they smoke them all to make the filters.
Fucking dumb.
That's another one of those movies that it's just so bad that it's good.
William.
The whistle.
Yeah.
It was William Baldwin.
Bill Ball.
Bill
Baldwin.
Ball. He's in Flatliners, Backdrafts,
The Win.
Sliver, Vilas, The Squid and the Whale. But he plays this girl's fucking coked out dad, and it is so fucking
Guys, hold on.
awkward.
We have breaking news that Pam just sent me.
What?
Who's Pam?
Kevin Spacey accuser drops lawsuit against actor.
Wait, what?
K-Pax is back, everyone.
Oh
Wait, what?
my god.
Yeah.
How much did they get?
I don't know. It doesn't
Yeah, that's the real fucking question.
Right.
But yeah, it's from a Yahoo article.
Oh, you don't trust fucking Yahoo. I'm just kidding. I have
Shit
I have
tier
no
fucking
beef.
search engine.
Kevin Spacey accuser drops lawsuit. Jesus Christ.
Our boy's back, baby. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Space is in the house. Jesus Christ.
Did you hear that crack?
I didn't know, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Hold on.
Our boy's back, baby.
Hey.
Yeah, I wonder how much he had to fucking pay.
Oh, I'm sure it was a huge settlement.
Let's see if we can find a
Did you see
That
that
video.
weird? Did you see that weird fucking video that he put
Yes.
out?
Oh.
when he's in character but
Like
not in
basi-
character.
Yeah, like basically trying to sweet talk us back
yeah.
into our lives.
They
you know?
can't separate us.
You know you miss me.
Yeah, it was so weird, man.
You know you want me back.
I remember that it had such horrible timing because that was released the
That was
morning that
the
like
that the charges got okay. A young man who accused Ken Spacey of sexual assault drops civil lawsuit.
That's not going to stop anything, though.
No.
You know his
New at
career's still
noon, a
fucked.
man who accused actor Kevin Spacey of sexual misconduct at a Nantucket bar in 2016 has dropped the civil lawsuit against him. In an email sent out today, the attorney representing the accuser says the suit filed late last month in Nantucket Superior Court was voluntarily dismissed. No exact reason was given for why the lawsuit was dropped. Spacey still
threatened
faces
his family.
criminal charges and pleaded not guilty to indecent assault and battery back in January.
Breaking news. See, so with that shit, sure, the lawsuit was dropped, but you still have the cases of him being on set, like assaulting males. You still have the one of the kid that he did the play with that he like took to his fucking room and was like grinding on him. So I wonder if he has multiple lawsuits, because when he put out that one clip of him being weird, that was the case that was announced. So if that's dropped and that's the one case, and I guess he is free, but I really doubt he's not.
I doubt
He's still going to be ostracized.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he's still under a magnifying glass.
Yeah, he's fucked.
But yeah, breaking news. Thank you, Pam, for
Jesus Christ.
for letting us know about that.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
What about Louis C.K.?
He's coming back.
He recently did a performance in Skankfest, and
right.
it backfired.
How?
Like everybody freaked out about it. Not the Skankfest people, because all of Big J and Dan Soder and all those people's fan bases are just like super open about
They
stuff.
love him. Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting hearing more of the story as it comes out now. Like, I think Sarah Silverman came out and talked about how
I
he
think
was
she,
like.
she did that a while ago, I think.
Who was the chick that was in Mystery Men? Didn't she play the weird one who had her dad's skull in a bowling ball?
Janine Garofalo?
Yeah, she was like came out and defended him on this podcast. But like, I guess a lot of the stories is like everyone knew he did it, but he would always ask.
So
And
it was just his thing.
It was just a thing. They're like, oh, he jerked off.
That's the whole thing. You know how many people I've had this conversation with, and they're like, "Oh, he's a fucking predator," and blah blah blah. I was like, "He didn't do anything. Like,
Yeah.
he like jerked off in front. He like asked and brought you back to his room."
I mean,
And-
consenting adults.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't think cases of him like locking doors and shit. I
don't
feel like
think
that
that was
was fabricated, but I'm not.
You know,
sure.
he always did have jokes saying that like he only had 2 or 3 years before all of his money was going to be taken away. And then-
Really?
and then it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's they were
Louis
trying
the
to use
Prophet
the
C.K.
they were trying to use the power angle to say that he did that and it was a power thing, but he wasn't that famous back then.
Not at the time, no.
Like
I
he
mean,
was a writer.
maybe within his own like scene, yeah.
But
Because he was a writer on like different like night talk shows and
yeah.
he writ like he was part of the writing room in a few different things.
He
So I
had
mean,
his
he
own
already
show.
he already had an established career. So I guess for like an up and coming fucking I don't know open micer or whatever, yeah.
to meet him, but it's not like he could have got. I guess he could have put a word in, but he wasn't guesting. He wasn't hosting shit. He didn't have his own show. He didn't do
Right.
stand up sets yet, or if he did, they weren't that much.
Right.
So there's not a lot of power that he could abuse to make girls sit there and watch him. But again, like we said, it was all he asked.
But again, like in show business, though, I mean, there's a lot of fucking desperate people out there, and
Yeah.
you know, yeah. I mean, I could imagine. I mean, fucking, if there is like some fucking low level, like, I mean, as musicians, like, I mean, if you know, if someone who like maybe on the national scale, yeah, they're not that.
Right.
You know, they're not
Right.
like, you know, working for Universal or anything, but like if they like running their own record studio or whatever, and they're putting on shows and they're doing all
Yeah.
that stuff, and then, you know, they were to do some creepy shit to like
Yeah.
a fucking, you know, a hopeful just starting out artist or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I could understand, but
You know what's fucked up? We all know this shit happens on a smaller scale. It's fucked up all the stuff you don't hear about, like you just said, just some small like town dude who runs a record place, and he's like, "Hey girl, like if you sleep with me, I'll get you on shows and shit." And like, sure, they play the shows, but like they don't get big.
right.
So she has like who the fuck is she going to tell? I'm
Right.
sure that happens across the fucking country.
Oh, yeah.
and, and you know,
Totally.
and, like that's fucked up. I was thinking like they were saying like he cornered them, Louis, and like jerked off. Kind of. How do you pin someone in a corner whilst jacking off?
Wide-legged. You spread your legs
So
out
so are you
like a crab.
like fucking pacing
Just
like
crabs walk with his fucking
yeah
this red
you
dick
can't
out.
get
just-
past me. That's a skill. At that point, he's earned it.
Christ. All right, on that note, we're gonna
We're gonna end it.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I know. We're having such a
Yeah,
good time.
sorry. My head's starting to kind of hurt me a little bit.
what's up, baby? Are you feeling
Why?
all right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sweating a lot. My head hurts.
Too much knowledge.
You want some water?
Probably too much Juul.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, where is that thing? Let me hit that shit.
Yeah, nicotine
Mama's
poisoning.
here. We can't do it right now.
God damn it.
Okay, thank you guys for tuning in to
Thanks,
the Little
everyone.
Boys
Thank
Room
you to
podcast.
Adriel for coming by.
Thank you,
problem.
Adriel,
No
for
problem.
It's almost like Adriel knew we were recording.
It's almost like he's been following us. If you want to be on the podcast, if you want us to talk about some shit, if you want anything, just hit us up at the Little Boys Room podcast on Instagram. We have an email, but I'm sure you're not going to use that because it's not 2002. Okay, this has been the Little Boys Room podcast. Thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.